Van Nunley and Fred Slow. And in the on-deck circle, Robert Buck D. Gibson.
This is Two Men On with Van Nunley and Fred Slow.
Hey, yo. What it is, Duke City.
What's happening? Oh, is this thing on? Mine's not on.
I hear
Wait.
you. You
Yeah.
can't hear yourself in your
Is
ear.
that what it is? What's going on here?
There we go.
You're just getting louder and louder. This mic needs to be turned up just a touch.
Okay.
Steph, can you help us out here? Can you turn me up just a touch?
I turn up the mic in his headphones,
Yo.
It's going to be underneath you.
Got you.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
What you're hearing there is a unmatched level.
I project, baby.
Aaron OG Buck Burnett.
Yep.
Welcome to the program, my friend.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It is a Fredless Friday here on the program as he's on assignment in beautiful and historic Las Vegas, New Mexico.
Is that like a thing? Like formal Fridays? I've always wanted to work at a company where they had formal Fridays. Everybody has like relaxed Friday. What do they call them? Casual Fridays?
Casual Friday.
Yeah, I've always wanted to have like formal Fridays where come in and look like a penguin.
Just to show you how much we appreciate you here at the fine people at Staples, we're going to let you wear your Hawaiian shirt on a Friday.
That's right.
Aren't we just the kookiest bosses ever?
Kooky.
Good to have you back. It's been a minute.
It has been a minute.
It's been since the Super Bowl.
Yep. Super Bowl, I think, was a very successful outing.
Oh, yeah. We crushed it on the Super Bowl. That was fantastic. Got some great content, met some great people, set ourselves up for success for the following year. But most importantly, we'd had a friggin' blast.
We did have fun. I'm really looking forward to Vegas next year. Apparently, I got invited back already.
Vegas, baby, Vegas. You are in. You did such a fantastic job. We're like, we can't do this without him now.
You know, one of the funniest things that I saw while we were out in Phoenix for the Super Bowl was as you got on the freeway right next to State Farm Stadium.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw this billboard. There was a billboard up and it said, "You call this super ? And then it said Vegas Super Bowl 2024.
All the smoke. Just absolutely all of the smoke.
I know.
So
it's
funny.
Shade right there in their backyard.
Like, we had so much fun. Like, because to the listener here, I know you've heard us harp on this before. The Super Bowl's work. Like, Monday and Friday, we work like 8 or 10 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we work 12 or 14 hours. Like,
At a minimum.
Yeah. And then we go out and have a lot of fun after it. All the cool Super Bowl parties we're invited to, et cetera, et cetera. So the reason I preface that is, how did you feel when you got back?
You know, funny thing. So since I knew that I was going to leave on Saturday, I wasn't going to go to Steinberg's party, which I'm kind of kicking myself in the butt for not going.
It was a blast.
I actually felt okay because I ended up going to bed that night, Friday.
Which we did not.
You guys did not. I went to bed. I was asleep by 9:30 because I had a plan of being on the road by 4:30, which I hit. And so I actually felt okay. I was a little bit tired, but overall, I had the worst sleeping. So now that I'm not going to be the rookie, whoever else is going gets to be the rookie and gets to sleep on the futon with like the little metal thing that like hits you right in the small of the back. I'm not doing that again this year.
That was not by design. I was not punishing you.
I thought I was being hazed.
No, you were not. No, you were not being jumped into our gang. Airbnb lied to me.
Yeah, they did.
They lied is what they did. They're liars, if you will.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got back because, we went hard on Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, yeah. You guys stayed the whole weekend.
Besides the marketing stuff, like we didn't like work. So we finally got to play.
Yeah.
So Saturday we went to the Lee Steinberg party, then the Sports Illustrated party.
Okay. So I need you to back up for a second.
Okay.
So I sent a couple of friends of mine to the Steinberg party since I couldn't go.
Uh-huh.
I gave them my tickets. The only person they recognized there was Chuck Liddell. Tell me about what the party was like, who you saw. I need to know because I heard a lot about how it was very, I don't want to say like holistic, but there were people there that were talking about like ketamine treatments and alternative treatments that you can get for injuries and stuff like that. But tell me, what was it like? What was the mood like? Because we went to that first party out at I don't know what to call it. That kind of like
Oh,
open space place.
the media party.
The media party.
Yeah. That's always a killer every year.
That was a good party.
Yeah.
That was a good party. Great food. Nice people. What was the Steinberg party like?
So it was at the Diamondbacks minor league stadium. So it was 3 levels of a stadium that they had blocked off just for the party.
Mhm.
And then on the field, there was like a stage where there's like a band and like they were giving away awards and prizes. And Lee Steinberg is really big on concussion prevention and, and brain safety.
Yep.
So it was like a brain safety symposium every year.
Yeah.
But there were tons of stars there. You know, I got to see my nemesis, Warren Moon.
Oh, Warren was there?
Yeah.
Oh.
So if you haven't heard the story already, I'll give you the condensed version right here, friends of the show. So last year in LA, I wanted to walk up to Warren Moon at last year's Lee Steinberg party and tell him like, hey, you know, I'm from Houston. I met you when I was a kid. You inspired me to play football. Like I was a quarterback because of you, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to be a fanboy, no autographs, no selfies. Just wanted to send him a shout out. And he straight up Hollywooded me. Like literally stuck the backside of his hand in my face and walked away. So like adult me was just like, what a prick.
Yeah.
Like I did like, because we meet superstars all the time.
Yeah.
24 hours a day.
Yeah.
At the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And they're all courteous and humble, except for one Warren Moon. So I was like, all year I was joking that like if I see Warren Moon at next year's Steinberg party, I swear to God it's on.
Van was talking about kneecapping this old guy. Yeah. I was like, Van, you can't. He's a senior citizen. You can't do that.
He's also like 6'6", like 280.
Yeah.
And looks like he could still play.
Yeah.
Not in the NFL, XFL maybe. So anyways, we get to the Lee Steinberg party again this year. And who do we see right when we're walking up? Standing on the red carpet.
Warren effing Moon.
Warren F. Moon, right when we walk up. And I'm like, boys, you got my back or what? And like, Van, you're not going to fight Warren Moon? And I was like, okay, I got a better idea. So it was like right on the way into the party, there's a red carpet, people taking pictures, blah, blah, blah. And so what I do is like I have Fred and Robert, unfortunately you weren't there to get in the picture as well, stand on the red carpet, and I walk up to Warren Moon and I hand him my phone and I was like, hey bro, will you take a picture of us? he didn't think it was as funny as I did, but I mean it's not as good as like childhood Van getting to beat up Warren Moon, disgraced NFL player Warren Moon, but it was like one little step below. So I feel like we're even-ish.
Good
now.
for you.
But yeah, the Lee Steinberg party was fantastic. Like it's a marketing and business thing. Like, you know, exchange contacts, find people in your same brain space and work on things, et cetera, et cetera.
Do you know how many people approached me while we were there about doing some kind of business with elevated cannabis manufacturing?
Sure.
A lot.
Yeah.
After we gave out those sample boxes, everybody wanted to be in business with those guys. They're like, what do we need to do to invest in this company?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Including Quadruple C. You guys been in touch?
Haven't talked to Triple C yet. I'm still waiting for that call, but I'm sure he's going to reach out.
He was at the Lee Steinberg party.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was there too. Yeah, a lot of people were. I guess your friends weren't as starstruck because they didn't see enough people. Because we saw.
I think what it is they don't know athletes like you and I know athletes.
Sure.
Like they recognize Chuck Liddell because
he's Chuck Liddell. He's transcendental, you know.
He's got a mohawk, you know. It's like how many
that helps
55-year-old men are out there walking around with a mohawk? It's probably just Chuck Liddell. Cornered the market, he did.
We got a great program for you today. Albuquerque, Duke City, Burqueños, friends of the show, loyal listeners, and hopefully out there grabbing some airwaves, some new friends.
New friends of the
Because you know we like making new friends. It's a Fredless Friday here on 2 Men On 95.9 FM AM 610 The Sports Animal. But lucky for me, I got KKOB's very own Aaron OG Buck Burnett, or Buck OG. Which one is it?
Buck OG.
Buck OG Burnett. Sitting in all the way up to 7 o'clock. Got a great program. Next segment, when we get back, we're going to hit you with this Bears #1 pick blockbuster.
What?
We got Michael Jordan created his own golf course to cheat pros. I heard the best home run call of my life in a spring training game in Spanish. We're going to talk about that. The Cowboys cleared up some cap space today. So Cowboys Nation, you're going to get a chance to come in and tell me how this is going to finally get you guys to the Super Bowl. Kevin Durant rolled his ankle.
Come on.
Before he ever got on the court for the Phoenix Suns, and he's out again. We're going to talk about that. We're going to do our over or underrated free agent list in the 5 o'clock hour. Sean Kemp's story. There's some new developments. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to recant the original story. That's going to happen. Of course, we're going to have the I-9 varsity later in the program. We're going to talk more Aaron Rodgers, more Jets. And for you to get a little taste, just a little taste of what Aaron Buck OG Burnett does across the glass for KKOB, we're just going to hand him a segment in the 6 o'clock hour. So he gets to do him. So really excited about that.
You know what I'm really excited about too? We're going to be drinking some Teller.
It was going to be a surprise.
Oh, damn it. I'm sorry.
But now
always spoils.
it's okay. It's okay. At 5 o'clock, we're going to be cracking some Teller pre-made cocktails and giving you our analysis. I don't mind telling you, it's the same Teller that you love, Albuquerque, with a little twist.
Oh,
the recipe's got a little tweak.
Oh,
and they somehow made an 11 a 12. So I'm wildly impressed with our friends at Teller Vodka, and we'll tell you all about it in the 5 o'clock hour as me and you are going to be cracking some coldies. Not Steph Griffin, though. Hey, Steph, how are you?
Hello, I'm
she
good.
She doesn't need to
Good.
crack any oldies. I gave her something last week.
Okay.
Good.
And I don't drink alcohol, but yeah.
That's why I said you get to skip out on this one.
Yeah, but I have smelled some of the past blends, and they do smell delicious.
That's awesome. You're listening to Two Men On. As always, we are live from the John Lopez Real Estate and Coldwell Banker Legacy Studio. We play on Team I-9. We start our days at the YMCA. Lunch and a milkshake to go. That happens at the 66 Diner. The boys are getting strong at Evolve Strong. And the weekends, that's for Teller Vodka, New Mexico's vodka. We're talking Bears and the number one pick when we get back. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Two Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, the sports animal.
Now, we've got those slowdowns southbound on I-25. They start as you approach Osuna. They're going to last until Comanche. Westbound on Paseo, 2nd Street to the river. That's moving slow right now, and seeing some congestion southbound on Coors at Montano. If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, proudly providing New Mexicans with quality furniture and service for over 87 years. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
Telling it like it is.
Daniel Jeremiah believes Aaron Rodgers will be a New York Jet. He better be. They're running out of options. Brady retired, Carr's with the Saints, and Garoppolo is a much better fit with the Raiders. He knows the coach. He knows the system.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Weekdays at 1 on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Imagine trying to be a professional athlete and having bad vision. Hey, it's Jeff Symbieta for Coleman Vision. Pro tennis and pickleball player Jeremy Dyke is with me. Jeremy, how bad was your eyesight?
It was pretty bad. I mean, I didn't really realize just how bad it was until someone reminded me that there were, in fact, towers on top of the Sandias. So, I mean, I never really saw them.
Yeah, if those towers weren't there, you couldn't hear us right now either. So what'd you do about it?
So I knew Dr. Coleman at Coleman Vision through his support of tennis in Albuquerque. So I went to see him and found out that luckily I was a great candidate for LASIK surgery. After I went through the quick process, I mean, I couldn't believe the difference. It was a life changer. So, Dr. Coleman's nationally known for his LASIK expertise, and I felt beyond comfortable and confident with him and his team. There's no one else better.
If you're like Jeremy and want to ditch the glasses and see better, call Coleman Vision at 821-8880. Jeremy and I both did, and we both love the results. See more testimonials and schedule a free consultation at colemanvision.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, it's so great to finally be able to get together again.
Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill.
I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Upside, the free app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back just for buying the gas I was going to buy anyway.
But is it a hassle to use?
No, it's super fast and easy, and I can cash out whenever I want.
That's a total no-brainer. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TIME for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code TIME. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TIME for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TIME.
Okay, it's the second best way to wake up. It's the opening drive with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10 on 95.9 FM and AM 6. The Sports Animal.
Welcome back to the program, Duke City. You're listening to Two Men On 95.9 FM AM 610, The Sports Animal.
It's just another Fredless Friday. Oh.
Lucky for me, I got KKOB's Aaron Buck OG Burnett sitting in, and hey, it is always a pleasure, my dude.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me, my guy.
You are on political and pop culture talk across the glass there at KKOB, and we're doing sports here. I did air quotes if you didn't see me online. We do sports here at the Sports Animal, and I have a feeling, a sneaky suspicion, that you know way more about sports than myself or Fred does. So
you know,
it's an honor to have you on, my friend.
I appreciate that. I think in a couple of sports, I do for sure positively know more than you guys do.
Well, MMA is one,
Yeah.
and it's not even close.
Yeah, not even close. I'm very knowledgeable when it comes to the pigskin prognostication.
Okay.
Baseball, pretty good. Basketball,
Basketball is where you fall off.
I know the big guys.
Are you more hockey or basketball?
I'm more hockey.
More hockey?
Yeah.
I love watching hockey live in person, like up against the glass.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing like it, but I don't follow it.
We used to have a minor league team here, a WPHL team called the Scorpions.
I remember. Yeah. That was Bregman's team, right?
Well, yeah. But before that, when they first got here back in the 90s, myself and my friend Hardy that you met in Vegas at Super Bowl, the guy from Boston.
Great guy.
We were the people that ran the music for the hockey team.
Oh, I used to love it when
That's
we had
fun.
the Scorpions at Tingley.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, those were so fun.
That's when I did it. We used to play like Three Blind Mice when the refs would come out on the ice, and yeah, it was a blast. A lot of fun.
I see this phone line blinking, Griff. We got somebody on with
yes,
us?
we have Lenny.
Lenny, my man. It wouldn't be a Friday without a hot take from Lenny. How's it going, my dude?
Well, I have to bow down to you for the John Jones fight.
You're welcome.
I took but the flip side is all of my John Jones autograph memorabilia went up in price.
Yeah.
So I offset the losses that I took betting on the fight.
You know what? I was telling Van before we got on the air, I won. So I had a bunch of friends over at my house for the fight, a couple of doctors, and, they've got a bunch of money because they're doctors. And one of them says, "Can we bet on these fights?" And I was like, "Do you have a bookie?" And he says, "I do." So we go on. I call out a parlay. I call out a specific bet for the John Jones fight. We bet $500 between a group of 7 of us that John Jones would submit Cyril Gahn within the first 3 rounds. $500 paid $2,000.
You see the guy who did the $1 parlay on 6 fights in the UFC won $473.
That is insane.
Good for him.
And then speaking of the Scorpions, real quick before I get to the hot take, while you were doing the music, I was doing the graphics on the scoreboard.
Oh, you were over there next to us. Remember that crappy little walk that we used to have to make to get up to the crow's nest at Tingley? It's like you're like walking
I
out.
almost felt like I was doing rigging for MC Hammer when I was on his Too Legit to Quit tour.
Seriously, it's like that.
Hilarious.
It's frightening walking up there.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I mean, I was going up there and I was calling my life insurance company and going, "Do I have fall insurance?"
That's awesome. What's your hot take, Lenny? What do you got?
So let's go with first. Well, we're allowed to talk football, but I want to make sure if it's okay.
Oh, please do, good sir.
Of course.
Okay, so first, I'm glad the Lobos are over because I won last night, made back some of my John Jones money. Now that's over and done with. So let's just congratulate the Chicago Bears for pulling a nice little draft call about a half hour ago.
I love it.
Yeah.
That is so
Not
good.
only do they get 2 number 1s, 2 number 2s, they get DJ Moore.
Yes, they do.
Who is a
So
stud?
now they got DJ Moore sucks. He only had 70 receptions last year, 7 touchdowns, and almost 800 yards with nobody throwing to him.
No one.
Terrible. Can you
And
imagine
he's
what it's going to
25 years
Oh
old.
my gosh.
So now they got $100 million flush in salary cap. I'm going to give them 3 options they can do, and they should do all 3. One, you go ahead and you put an offer in for Dalton Schultz.
Okay, I like that.
Because even though Kemet's a good tight end, Schultz is better, but you go with a 2-head running back, a 2-head tight end. Then you go after Leonard Fournette. And then to end it all, you sign Juju Schuster to go with Chase Claypool. Work a little bit on the defense. Boom, you've just pulled a Jacksonville Jaguar jump, and you go right to the top of the division.
It's going to be a weak division next year. The Lions looks like they're going to be floating above 500. The Packers will probably be floating around 500.
I disagree with your first comment.
With or without Aaron Rodgers, and then the Vikings aren't as good as their record says.
But, I mean, then the other market is now set, and if any team is going to offer a fully guaranteed contract to Lamar Jackson, who's missed 15 games in 2 seasons, I want to see you on one of the last episodes of Dr. Phil before his show's canceled.
You mean before he finally
Because-
snaps and murders a person on television?
Yeah, because one, if anyone thinks that having your mother is a good agent and not realizing that these agents are these teams are telling your mother your son's not worth this money, and the agent's taking all the heat, but he's not coming back and telling you what the team is really saying. He's just telling you what they're offering.
Yeah, I mean, eventually some team is going to give him the money. I doubt it's as close to what he thinks he's worth, but it's besides Deshaun Watson. This next Lamar Jackson contract will reset the market.
The Jets blew it by not signing David Carr. Because David Carr would come in, take all of the receivers and go, we're going away for 2 weeks, and we're going to go practice before the off-season workouts begin.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're getting with Rodgers, but he's not going to do that with Moore. He's not going to do that with Wilson. He's not going to do that with Bryce Hall and Carter and Conklin. He's not going to do any of that. He's going to sit in some yurt out in the middle of Arizona, taking 4,000 grams of whatever psilocybin he's on, and go, oh, wait, it's August. I got to show up.
Oh, that's funny.
4,000
now
grams
the
is
driver's
so
seat
much.
Goes to Seattle.
Who?
They got Seattle, because Seattle basically got a 1-year deal with Geno Smith. When you look at all the guaranteed money and everything, he'll get $40 million guaranteed really for 1 year. So they need to make a move to try to get Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% right there. I think Seattle is the
And
perfect
then
landing
sitting
spot
at
for
number
Anthony
7,
Richardson.
That's a high enough spot where they can trade up further, give up another pick, and you have Anthony Richardson sit for a year behind Geno Smith.
2.
And just let Smith leave at the end of the year. And now you got a 6'4", 245-pound beast that runs the 40 and 4.4 with a rocket for an arm.
He's the best raw quarterback prospect in NFL history, just by measurables alone.
Do you want to bring Will Levis into your locker room or into your dining hall for a man that screams at the sight of milk and then puts mayonnaise in his coffee?
You missed me with that one, but I get the sentiment.
Okay, Will Levis is purely scared of. At the sight of milk, he screams and runs literally.
Oh, is that true story? Oh,
Read
that's
it up.
amazing. I'm going to look that up. You just filled.
And
You just filled
he
our last
only
segment.
Put mayonnaise in his coffee and has posted videos of it. But if you show him a glass of milk, he will scream like a little girl and run with a milk curdling scream. True story. He's even admitted it at the combine.
I think Will Levis is getting all this credit for being an NFL quarterback just because the draft class is so weak this year. I don't think
The
Bryce.
draft class is weak, but no one's giving Richardson credit for what he did 2 years ago, realizing that this year he played for a bad team.
Correct. The same story with
Okay,
Levis too.
Okay, and I would take C.J. Stroud #1 over Bryce Young because I'm sorry, Bryce Young is 5'10", 204, and when the season gets going, he's going to be $175, and he's going to look like a piñata, and he's going to look like a lesser version of Kyler Murray.
Okay.
Hey, Lenny,
You can't teach height, you can't teach weight, and you can't teach speed.
I believe for the first time, and you've been calling since the Saturday program for years, that is the first time I'm 100% in agreement with Lenny on every hot take. Lenny, thanks for the call. Thanks for being a friend of the show. I'll unpackage
Thanks,
a
you guys
couple.
have a good weekend.
Hey, cheers. I'll unpackage a couple of these claims because he comes in hot. He hits a lot of buttons when he comes in here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I agree with him completely about the Anthony Richardson. I think he's the best prospect of any quarterback. CJ Stroud, I think he's NFL ready.
Yeah.
If the Panthers want to take him first, not a bad pick at all. He's got all the measurables. He looks like a modern NFL quarterback. But looking at CJ Stroud and then looking at Anthony Richardson isn't a plug and play dude.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to give him the ball week 1. I don't care how good of an offseason he has. Give him a year for sure, maybe even a year and a half, maybe even 2. And I think Anthony Richardson is going to be a stud in the NFL.
Yeah. I think you're right. More
NFL quick hitters, and we'll unpackage this Bears trade a little more when we get back. You're listening to 2 Men On 95.9 FM AM 610, the sports animal.
This report is sponsored by Unbound.org. Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice: continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at Unbound.org.
Taking a look at traffic right now, northbound 825, you're going to run into slowdowns as you approach Gibson. Those are going to last until Central. Southbound on 825, Osuna to Comanche, that's a slow go as well. And seeing more congestion now, westbound Paseo, you're going to run into that around 2nd Street, and it'll last until Coors. If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, proudly providing New Mexicans with quality furniture and service for over 87 years. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
You could win a $1,000 gift card to American Home Furniture. The Sports Animal and Cumulus Media Albuquerque are giving you the chance at $1,000 each week for 5 weeks. 5 different chances at $1,000. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress. Proudly providing New Mexicans with quality furniture and service for over 87 years. Register to win right now. Just text American to 505-246-0610. And you could be winning a $1,000 facelift to your space. From 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Albuquerque Downs Racetrack and Casino is hiring, and some positions include a cash bonus. We're looking for great people to work in a fun environment, hiring security positions, and many more. Join the winning team. Visit abqdowns.com/careers for listings. Casino at the Downs has it all. Enjoy cash drawings daily, Senior Day Fridays for players 50 and better to win cash, and offers for active and retired military and their spouse each Tuesday. Plus, enjoy food specials daily, live music, and more. Casino at the Downs, Louisiana and Central.
The year moves along quickly, and as we head into spring, we tend to have let some things go undone. Do not let taking care of you go undone. Gentlemen, if you're dealing with natural things like fatigue, weight gain, depression, even erectile dysfunction, do yourself a favor and call NewMail. NewMail has helped thousands of men feel better. They're right here in Albuquerque. They'll help you deal with these things. You will feel better and perform better. Do this for you. And now men and ladies who are dealing with hair loss, NewMail's your solution as well. 505-652-1688 or online at NewMail, NUMALE.com. NewMail's professionals walk you through the options. You'll choose what's best for you. Platelet-rich plasma hair therapy that uses your own platelets to stimulate stem cells, deepen your hair follicle, stops hair loss, you regrow hair. FDA-cleared clinical hair restoration laser, proven to regrow hair. NeoGraft hair transplants produce natural-looking results in less than a week with no linear scarring. Men and ladies, call NewMail at 505-652-1688, 505-652-1688, or newmail.com.
Join the fun at Ridge Ford's 62nd anniversary in our used car department. It's a New Mexico tradition. And this year, you can enter to win a 2023 Tracker Classic XL Bass Boat from our friends at Rocky Mountain RV and Marine, valued at over $19,000. Join us this weekend for free hot dogs, ice cold water, plus free mini golf and arcade courtesy of Albuquerque Golf and Games. Join us this Saturday for the Model C Ford Show, Tin Lizzies of Albuquerque, plus Poco Cuatros Model A Ford Club. And Dennis, we have got a fantastic selection. Let's talk about Ford Certified Gold Advantage.
The Gold Advantage gives you a 172-point safety check, extended service plans, roadside assistance, and complimentary car packs. Get a Ranger, only $29,962, or an F-150 for $29,962. How about a Ford Bronco for only $35,962? An Expedition for only $48,962. And with Gold certification, you have a 2-week walk-away period or get another one.
Plus instant financing, instant delivery, and with the 62nd anniversary, you'll have the banks and credit unions on site and a hotline to Ford Motor Credit. Ridge Ford at the super corner of Lomas and Wyoming Northeast, ridge-ford.com, and we're open Sunday.
You don't need a perfect bracket to make money gambling on March Madness. Tune in to Name 3 Players with me, A. Castillo, and I'll tell you how this Saturday. Here we go. At 7 a.m. on The Sports Animal.
Get on my glow sticks.
You're
my bag.
You're gonna spin some poi.
Yeah, baby.
Out in the lobby.
Yeah, bust out the ones and the twos.
We don't have enough room in here. You know what poi is, Griffin?
I have no idea. I was thinking it was some kind of sushi or something crazy.
I think. Well, first off, you're super close. It's like Hawaiian, like fire juggling.
Mm-hmm.
Like they got the little balls on fire at the end of the road.
During the art walk before.
Yes, exactly that. As you know, I used to partake in some jazz cabbage pretty regularly back in my heyday.
I still do.
And apparently, people who love jazz cabbage love setting things on fire and juggling them.
Huh, I've never had that desire. But
Welcome back to the program. You're listening to 2 Men On 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. Thanks for another great call from Lenny. He hits all the hot takes, all the hot topics. We wouldn't be here without our friends in the community and OG friend of the show. We've been doing Sober October since we started this program, going on 4 years. And I talked to CJ Chavez at Evolve Strong and was like, hey, man, we're too busy this October. We're out of town too much. I don't trust myself to do Sober October. How about Dry January? And he looked me dead in the face and he said, no, Van. You're doing the Rise of the Phoenix program this year.
Oh,
so Van is getting strong with Evolve Strong Fitness and taking.
You got all kinds of like weird, healthy stuff in front of you, right? It's kind of freaking me out.
Yeah.
You've got like this nondescript looking little protein kind of bar. You've got something in that drink mixer thing that's got like a bunch of sludge, like dregs stuck to the side.
That is correct.
That could only be some kind of healthy drink. And I have no idea what's in the cup, so I'm not even going to ask.
What's in the cup? So yeah, special shout out to Evolve Strong Fitness. I feel fantastic. I've been doing more than a workout a day every week, and then I take Sunday off and like go for a bike ride or a hike or something fun and outdoorsy.
Bubble bath.
They are whipping me into shape, and I am so appreciative of it. And if you are looking in the mirror and you want to get in better shape, you've got tons of options. You don't have to go hardcore like me. You go down to Evolve Strong Fitness, and they will hook you up with your own workout program and diet program tailored to you. You want to be a passive participant, just take a couple classes here and there. They got your back. You want to take it super seriously and count every calorie. They got your back. And if you're anywhere in between, they got your back. So special shout out to Evolve Strong Fitness, who are, I'm wearing baggy clothes today, Buck, so you can't tell. But your boy's getting shredded underneath here.
His rippedness.
Chicago Bears pulled off a blockbuster today.
Oh, my goodness.
The holders of the #1 draft pick, the Chicago Bears. And look, a lot of Bears fans, a lot of Bears prognosticators were saying trade Justin Fields, go after one of these two quarterbacks. I think that is foolish. Justin Fields is an absolute talent, and with the right support and right development, I think he can be a top 5, easily top 10 NFL quarterback. So with that in mind, they believe me I don't know, the Bears.
They believe me too.
The Bears GMs and front office obviously listened to the show, and I was able to persuade them not to trade Justin Fields and trade the number 1 pick. And oh my goodness, did they get a haul?
You know what they're doing? So when we were interviewing Brian Urlacher in Phoenix for the Super Bowl,
right?
He was expressing his displeasure. Is that a fair way to say that?
Correct.
In what the organization is doing. And it appears to me what the organization is doing at this point is rebuilding the team around Justin Fields.
Correct.
Which I think is smart, because if he can stay healthy, I think he's going to be a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson. I agree with what you say. I think in 2 years, 3 years, he's going to be a top 5 quarterback.
I think he'll be a right-handed Mike Vick. I think he's that good. I think he's that talented.
Yeah.
So the Chicago Bears, just for their one single solitary pick and no other compensation whatsoever, made a deal with the Carolina Panthers for 4 draft picks and one of the best receivers in football, ? He's like not game-changing, top-tier Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Stephon Diggs, but right below that, he's at the top of the second tier.
Mm-hmm.
The Bears get the number 9 pick in this year's draft, a late second rounder, 61st overall pick this year. Panthers next year's 2024 first round pick. Woo! And then a 2025 second round pick.
Woo!
So that is
Ric Flair would be wooing so hard right now if he were sitting here.
It's a grade A wide receiver, 2 first rounders and 2 second rounders, just for the honor of drafting first in this year's draft. I believe this is a fleecing, Aaron.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Like somebody, I mean, Carolina has to have this idea. They know who they're going to get. They already know the person they're taking. It's set in stone. They're doing this for a reason. Who do you think it's going to be?
In the 100 percentile, I think it's going to be C.J. Stroud.
Yep, I agree.
Bryce Young has the pedigree. He's got the talent. He's got the resume. But look, he's just too small. You can't trust a guy. Look, I've been telling you about getting strong that evolves strong.
Mm-hmm.
I am the exact same size as Bryce Young. Radio talk show host Van Nunley, is the exact same size as Bryce Young.
So what he's like,
I would not draft me.
What's he like?
I would not trade for me.
6 feet tall?
He's 5'10 and a half, 195. I'm 5'10 and a half, 180.
Huh.
We got the same size hands. These are not NFL quarterback hands. I hate to break it to you. Stephanie, who we got on the line?
Pat.
Welcome to the program, Pat. Hit us with your hot takes, brother.
Yeah, I don't want to get distracted by that total nutcase that you had on. That could be for another call, because this call is really important, I think, if you'll indulge me. And that is, I heard you reference Brian Urlacher.
Correct. We interviewed him at the Super Bowl.
Do you know about Brian Urlacher? Do you know the story? Do you know what's going on? Do you know that he's a Trump supporter, that his brother was
Hey, hold on one second. Did you call when I was in here filling in for the boys and give me a hard time about talking to the bare knuckle fighting championship guys? Was that you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Bingo. You got it. All right. Why? How's that relevant to you, bro?
Well, it's relevant because 2 times in a row now that I've been here, for both times that I've been here, you're calling and you're trying to spew venom. He called Marie a whore.
Okay. Well, that's about as good a reason as any to cut off this call. Thanks for listening, and thanks for being a friend of the show, Pat. But it looks like this content isn't made for this program.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe another program is more tailor-made.
Call me over on KOB. That's more your speed. You can have all the rage you want. We're having a fun sports show here.
So yeah, I mean, in to answer Pat's question, yes, I did know that about Brian Urlacher, but he does care about both the state of New Mexico and the city of Chicago, and he does a lot of good things with his money and his clout. And again, I can't fault somebody for having different beliefs than me.
No.
I judge a person on the content of their character and their actions.
Absolutely.
And just being on a different side than I am doesn't really bother me. It's what you do with it that concerns me.
And the only reason we cut you off right there, and I'm sorry to like step up and do that, but I'm very protective of my radio family.
Sure.
You can't do that.
Sure.
You got to be a gentleman when you call.
Yes, I agree completely. And again, this isn't the program for that. We like to have a little fun here. And if we do delve into politics, it's going to be with some laughs. Also, just look for Aaron Buck OG Burnett the next time he's on KKOB, and feel free to continue this conversation.
I'm the fill-in guy. I'll be there some point. Just tune in.
He's the baseball loogie, if you will.
CJ Stroud is going to be a Carolina Panther.
I agree.
You're saying that.
I agree completely.
Okay.
If they wanted to maybe get somebody like a Jimmy G or a Baker Mayfield or a couple-year bridge, I think Anthony Richardson is the most talented quarterback in this draft.
Yeah.
I think he has the bones, the structure of being a modern NFL quarterback and being one of the best of them. He's fast as lightning. He's bigger than a linebacker. He's got more hops than wide receivers. He is like the prototypical future quarterback. And I think if the Panthers want to look a couple years down the road, he's the pick. But I think CJ Stroud, like you said, is the NFL ready guy.
Yeah. Anthony Richardson is a beast. That dude is 230 something pounds, 6'4". He's a monster.
Yes. He's
a monster.
He's bigger and faster and stronger than Cam Newton. That is insanity.
God, Cam Newton's so big.
Yes.
That guy is such a beast.
People bounce off him.
Quarterback sneak always worked for him.
Did CJ Stroud go to the combine?
Yeah, and he did very well,
Did
too.
he do good?
Yeah,
Okay,
he did very well.
Ask how he did on that.
Right now, Yahoo Sports actually has him, CJ, as number 1.
Oh, wow.
They have A Rich at number 2, and then they have Will Anderson at number 3.
Okay, Will Anderson's a freak athlete too.
Yeah,
he's got all the talent in the world.
Big old pass rusher.
Yeah,
big old pass rusher.
He is an absolute stud. Let's do a little more NFL talk when we get back. Let's wrap up this Bears talk, and then I got another subject for you. You're listening to 2 Men On 95.9 FM AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Unbound.org. Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice: continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at unbound.org.
The traffic right now, slowdowns westbound on I-40. Those are going to start at the interchange. They'll last until Rio Grande. Things moving slow at the moment. Southbound I-25 as you approach Osuna. That's going to last until Comanche. Paseo headed west. We're seeing congestion between 2nd Street and Coors and dealing with some slowdowns. Northbound I-25, those start at Gibson. They'll last until Central. If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, proudly providing New Mexicans with quality furniture and service for over 87 years. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
This is Jim Rome with the CBS Sports Minute. To the surprise of absolutely nobody, look who's back, bringing unwanted noise and attention to his team. That's right, Mr. Part-Timer himself, Kyrie Irving, blaming all of us without accepting any responsibility. Essentially saying, once again, we're the ones with the problem. We're the ones who just don't get it, not him. I'm Jim Rome.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver," unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage. the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep your operation running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, Maria in Miami, and Jules in Troy, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with high-quality supplies for every industry, plus real-time product availability and access to experts ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
O'Reilly. Need new wiper blades but not sure which ones are right for you? The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. We'll show you options for your vehicle and even install your new wiper blades for free. Right now, save $10 per pair on Bosch Focus wiper blades so you can see better in any weather. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Monday on the opening to fill out your brackets. Will Lobo basketball be playing in the postseason? The opening drive with Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, A. Marie starts at 7 a.m. Join us on The Sports Animal.
Welcome back to the program, Duke City. What program would that be? Oh, that's 2 Men On right here on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal. As always, we're live from the John Lopez Real Estate and Coldwell Banker Legacy Studio. We play on Team I-9. We start our day as the YMCA. I didn't start my day today at the YMCA, but I did get a good workout in before I got into the studio. Shout out to the YMCA. Lunch and a milkshake, that goes down at 66 Diner. The boys are getting strong with Evolve Strong in the weekend. And hey, in 13 short minutes is for Teller Vodka, New Mexico's vodka. We got a couple different varieties of Teller Vodka we're going to start tasting here at the 5 o'clock hour because it's 5 o'clock somewhere and it's going to be 5 o'clock Mountain Time in 13 minutes. And the boys are going to be sipping some of that Telltale with you, baby.
I specifically didn't eat, so I catch a little buzz.
Oh, smart move. I got my, as you were describing last segment, my weird protein smoothie and my protein bar here. And to answer your question, this is just black coffee.
Oh, okay.
It's nothing special. All right. You know, they say it's 80% what you put in your body, 20% what you do with it.
Yeah.
That goes for a lot of things, Griffin.
Don't take that from him.
Take that from him. All right, let's wrap up this Bears thing because, hey, there's been a lot of good coaches in the history of the Bears, right? George Halas, the legendary Mike Ditka. But I'm going to tell you who the number one all-time Bears coach is.
Yeah.
And that would be Lovie Smith. And he cemented his legacy not even in Bears regalia. He cemented his legacy as the greatest coach in Chicago Bears history in a Texans uniform.
Yeah.
Because winning that last game and leapfrogging the Texans to get the number one pick with that completely worthless Week 18 win against a loser team.
Yeah.
Cements his legacy in Bears lore. Because now the Bears got 2 first rounders.
Yeah, they do.
2 second rounders, a stud wide receiver to match with another good wide receiver. Your little rookie project, right-handed Mike Vick, Justin Fields, finally has some toys to play with.
And they still have a good first-round pick.
Yes.
They're picking ninth. They're getting a top 10 player.
And look, the Panthers aren't going to turn it around in 1 year, so that next pick, the pick next year, is going to be good too.
Oh, yeah.
They fleeced Carolina.
They did. Big time.
Their pick, another player, and another second rounder, to me, is a good deal. You drop down 8 places, you get another first rounder, you get another player.
Yep.
And that's the deal.
Yeah.
They got another 2 second rounders out of this thing. And not only just a player, friggin' DJ Moore.
DJ Moore. Golly.
The Bears finally did something right, and I'm so proud of them.
Brian Urlacher's probably pretty happy right now.
He's got to be pretty happy right now. Yeah. Trump's back on the campaign trail. The Bears fleeced the Panthers.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff going on in Urlacher's life.
And he's got hair.
And he's got a beautiful head of hair.
Beautiful head of hair now.
It looks like it's been there the whole time.
It does.
I'm going to be brutally honest.
It really does.
It
because
looks fantastic.
typically when people got the hair plugs,
Yeah.
it looked like a weird doll. Like a little kid's Barbie doll, you know, where
Correct.
you can see like the little holes where they kind of did that.
Yeah.
Not with Urlacher's.
Looking like your grandma's shag carpet.
That's right.
Yeah. But no, his looks fantastic.
Surprised he didn't have a he should have a pompadour.
He should church it up a little bit.
If I had to have hair stuff like that, I'd just say just give me a pompadour.
Sweet.
Let's rock it on top.
I kind of got like a diet pompadour.
You kind of do. You have a pompadour light.
I just got like I don't know if you saw the back. I just went with my summer cut a couple weeks early.
Show me. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
I went with like a business class mullet, Griffin. That's what I did. Like it's not too long in the back.
It's still a little party in the back.
Yeah, it's just like a light.
It's like a small gathering in the back.
Yeah, it's like
a friends gathering.
The dinner party in the back.
Friendsgiving in the back.
We're gonna have some nice cocktails. We're gonna play some board games and listen to some really good music.
Crimes Against Humanity, or
exactly. Yeah. Not that much of a party in the back. It's not a rager in the back.
No.
Yeah, it's not.
You're not like Cyrusing it in the back.
No, not even close.
No,
not even close. All right, Minnesota Vikings, you got this one wrong. Bears, you got this one right. Vikings, you got this one wrong. Minnesota legend, not just Minnesota Vikings legend, Minnesota legend Adam Thielen was released by the Minnesota Vikings. And look, I get it. He's a little long in the tooth. He's not an all-pro caliber receiver that he was at his peak. But let me unpackage this for you a little bit, Aaron. He's from Minnesota.
Yep.
He is a Minnesota lifer. Grew up there. Was a stud in high school.
Yep.
Did not get recruited by Minnesota colleges.
But what did he do?
He wanted to stay home, so he walked on to Minnesota State. Shout out to the Screaming Eagles. Walked on, became a role player. With the help of some depth chart shuffling, got the number 1 receiver job and did a good enough job to get drafted. Went undrafted, and he said, well, there's no other team I want to play for. I've never left the state of Minnesota my whole life. Because it gets on the practice squad of the Vikings, puts in all the work, gets on the roster, gets a little injury help, gets into the lineup, and becomes I would say at least B+ level NFL receiver for a friggin' decade.
He's an A. I think he was an A level.
A level?
I really do.
I'll give you A-.
I'll say A-. Yeah.
I'll give you A-.
He's not a Jamar Chase. He's not an A+.
No.
But a Tyreek Hill, but he's an A. He's a solid A-.
And after a decade of giving your life to the Minnesota Vikings release him. Did him dirty.
I think when you look at what Chris Carter did, so I'm on this website right now, on the Vikings website, and Adam Thielen is the number 5 receiver in the history of the Minnesota Vikings.
I'd give him 4.
Now, here's the thing about that. With 5,966 yards receiving, 49 touchdowns, he's behind Anthony Carter, who played for 8 years.
It's the 80s.
Yeah,
They're
85 to 93.
Yeah.
So 8 years. 76, 35 yards, 52 touchdowns, just a hint above. In front of him at number 3, Steve Jordan, 6,300 yards, 28 touchdowns, and he was also 8 years. See, I don't understand how that's better. Because he had more receiving yards?
Probably just wore the jersey longer.
Randy Moss, which was obviously, dude's a stud. He did his first 6 years of Minnesota and then came back in 10 with 9,316 yards and 92 touchdowns. I think he's the number one wide receiver in Minnesota. But then you have Chris Carter, who played for 11 years.
Compiler.
12,383 yards with 110 touchdowns. Now, here's where I have a problem with this. When you look at the first 9 years of Adam Thielen versus Chris Carter, exactly the same stats.
Sure.
Exactly the same stats.
You can make an easy argument that Adam Thielen's a number 3 wide receiver in Vikings history. And I think the numbers support that.
Yes.
And I think the love of the fan base supports that. There is overwhelming disdain in Vikings Nation that they just released him.
No skull.
At least restructure the contract. Let him be wide receiver number 4. Let him be a mentor. You know he would do that to stay in the jersey.
No skull for you, Vikings.
This is an awful move. They did this.
Terrible.
Money on their mind.
Horrible.
And they disgraced Vikings Nation.
Awful.
No skull for you.
Horrible.
1 hour in the books. When we talk, when we get back, we're talking about your Dallas Cowboys, Albuquerque. So get excited. Also, we're going to be cracking some Teller vodka.
Love it.
You're listening to 2 Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Well, traffic right now, we are starting to see more slowdowns here in the metro. Southbound I-25, Osuna to Comanche, that's moving slow. Also still dealing with some slow spots northbound on I-25 between Gibson and Central. Westbound Paseo this afternoon, you're going to run into slowdowns at Jefferson. Those are going to last until Coors. And headed west on I-40 right now, you're going to deal with some slowdowns between the interchange and Rio Grande.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Print and Marketing Services help small business print big. Now get $15 off signs, banners, and posters when you spend $75 or more. Offer ends 4/15. Visit staples.com/printbig for details. This is your sign to try Staples, where your prints are perfect guaranteed.
If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, proudly providing New Mexicans with quality furniture and service for over 87 years. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
This is Jim Rome with your Rome Report. If you caught that late game from the association on TNT last night, what you caught was an awesome game between a couple of very solid teams. Teams that are fun as hell to watch and are both headed into the playoffs. Amazingly enough, the two teams I'm talking about are Sacramento and New York. Of all teams, that's right, Sacktown getting your run and your shine once again, coming off another big win. What's happening in Sacktown has not happened in a long time. I know you Kings fans know this, but let me remind the rest of the world, you are currently running the longest active playoff drought in all of major sports. You have not been in the postseason since 2006. That is changing this year. Sacramento is not hot. They're good. They're currently sitting in the 2-hole in the always rugged Western Conference. Put some respect on the Kings right now.
The Sports Animal knows you can't fit into those high school jeans. But we think you can still fit into those high school jams.
Drop it like it's hot. What's my name?
Win tickets to Snoop Dogg all this week before they go on sale Friday at 10 a.m. 2 Men On with Van and Fred. Have your tickets to Snoop, Wiz Khalifa, Too Short, and Warren G at Isleta Amphitheater on August 22nd. And text Snoop to 505-246-0610 for an additional chance to win from 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep your operation running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, Maria in Miami, and Jules in Troy, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with high-quality supplies for every industry, plus real-time product availability and access to experts ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, For the ones who get it done.
O'Reilly. Need new wiper blades but not sure which ones are right for you? The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. We'll show you options for your vehicle and even install your new wiper blades for free. Right now, save $10 per pair on Bosch Focus wiper blades so you can see better in any weather. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Summer's coming and you want your home to look brand new. CertaPro Painter can paint your stucco, save you a ton of money, and your home will look new again. You'll love driving up to your home and feeling that fresh, new look. Eric Strauss here. For your home or business, it's the perfect time to transform your walls with fresh new color. Each CertaPro Painter's business is independently owned and operated. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C.
KG40BL Albuquerque is 95.9 FM, AM 610 KNML Albuquerque. The sports animal. Proud to be a Cumulus media station, even if they're not that proud of us.
Now betting for the sports animal, your afternoon drive. Number 2, Men On, Van Nunley and Fred Slow. And in the on-deck circle, Robert Buck D. Gibson.
This is Two Men On with Van Nunley and Fred Slow.
This song you can get a paper cut to. Something you can lay back.
Something you can get a paper cut to, Aaron, is what he said. Oh. No idea what that means.
I don't know either.
Because he's got a big stack of money.
Oh, that's probably what it is.
Counting out money? I don't know.
Making it rain?
I am completely unsure.
Making it rain?
And I think across the glass, super producer Steph Griffin is insinuating that he's rolling a blunt. He's going to get a paper cut.
Oh. Okay.
Rolling a blunt. I think that might be more accurate, actually. A lot of weed talk today. 1 hour in the books. Welcome back to the program. Hey, it's quitting time on a Friday, Albuquerque. Congratulations. You made it through another week. The boys are proud of you. What you need to do, and I highly recommend this, is you go to basically anywhere in Albuquerque and surrounding areas.
You know where they should go? If you're down this way?
Ah, yes, of course.
El Rey Liquors.
El Rey Liquors.
Which, by the way, I'm part owner of. It's a little shameless plug.
Yeah. It's a paid advertisement. You get paid later for the advertisement. And what you do is you go into your favorite store of choice, most likely El Rey Liquors downtown. Then you grab yourself a little Teller pre-made vodka. And look, hey, if you're a DIY person, you can just buy a bottle of vodka and make whatever you want.
Yeah.
But they have these fantastic pre-made cocktails. We got the OG watermelon walk-off. We got the mariachi margarita. You can get both of those at Rio Grande Credit Union Field at Isotopes Park this year. And then we have my personal favorite. Which one you got?
I have the watermelon.
Okay, we're both starting off with the watermelon. Let's do watermelon walk-off reviews. And we got the blueberry lavender vodka.
That stuff is so good.
And you got the grapefruit hibiscus vodka, which those two are just stone cold killers.
Yeah.
I love those so much. And watch out, some new products are coming this summer. But you ready? It's 5 o'clock somewhere, and it's 5 o'clock Mountain. Crack this mother.
Here we go.
Boom, baby. Doesn't that sound sexy on air like that?
You have to be like a sommelier with this. Like when you open, if you've never had one of these watermelon walk-offs, when you open it up, just take a little whiff. The watermelon just permeates.
It's delicious.
So good.
I don't know if it's my crippling alcoholism, but I just got the chills.
Me too. Whenever I could hear it, and I'm like, oh,
so dangerous.
It's so good.
So is Teller locally made?
It's
here
made
in-
right here. Hey,
Okay,
right down the street.
Right down the street on Silver and 7th.
Is that by Safe House?
It is literally Safe House.
It's Safe House. Okay.
That's the same company.
Oh, wow. So what are you drinking right now?
So right now we both have the Teller Watermelon Walk-Off.
Okay.
And these are made in conjunction with the Albuquerque Isotopes.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, watermelon as in sandias. You know, the sandias are
Watermelon Mountain
in the outfield of Isotopes Park. So they came together, made these cocktails, and they're fantastic. So if you're already in love with these like me, They're only getting better this year because they tweaked the recipe a little bit. It's just ever so slightly less thick and ever so slightly less sweet. So I think they're a little smoother and more drinkable, and it's still got that big Teller watermelon walk-off flavor.
Yeah, this is definitely dangerous.
And each 12-ounce can has 3 ounces of vodka. So every one of these boys is a double. So
right
you're
now,
getting trouble.
We have a double going right here. We're not talking about In-N-Out Burger.
Yes, we do. All right, Albuquerque, your Dallas Cowboys saved $30 million today. Restructured the contracts of both Dak Prescott and Zach Martin. If you don't know Zach Martin, he's probably one of the best, if not the best center in the league. So I think you should take care of that guy, but they went the other way with it. And I'm not going to even pretend for a second to be an expert on how these NFL contracts work, because it seems like they're getting restructured every year. Like some people get less money, some people get a bigger bonus, some people get more money, some people get less of a bonus, and your cap number fluctuates. Go ahead.
It almost reminds me of that part in Mr. Deeds whenever the guy wants to come in and get paid more, because he did all this stuff. And he's like, well, can you negotiate if you don't do good? And no. That's what it reminds me of.
Well, I mean, that's kind of every player on the Cowboys. Negotiate down when they don't do good.
Yeah.
But with the $30 million in savings, they're now $14 million under the cap. And by the way, Albuquerque 505-246-0610. Hit us up on the Sports Animal Hotline and the Sports Animal text line. Oh my God, Van, that's two different things. How can they have the same number? Okay, it's very easy. If you send a text to 505-246-0610, I have a special application right here where I can read your texts and give you hot takes from all over the city and surrounding areas. And with the way the internet works now, the world. Or you can just call in with your hot takes. I want to hear from you, Cowboys fan. What should they do with this money? And I'll tell you exactly what they have to do. It's pay CeeDee Lamb and get him a Robin. CeeDee Lamb's a stud, all right? But you can't have your only good wide receiver double-teamed for 17 straight weeks.
Are you saying Michael Gallup couldn't be boy wonder to CeeDee Lamb?
That is 100% accurate.
Okay.
Gallup is a 3.5 wide receiver. They need a real number 2 on this team. And hey, by the way, coming up at 5:30, we're going to be talking about overrated and underrated free agents. We'll tell you who the Cowboys should get. But number 1, you already got a great defense. I know that. I'll admit it. I'll stick my neck out here and say nice things about the Cowboys for 30 seconds. They have a fantastic defense. But your big money running back, overrated. Your big big money wide receiver can't get open because he's double teamed because he doesn't have anyone else on the other side of the field to take attention away from him. And your big money quarterback who just took a pay cut to get some help is wildly overrated.
Should they do something first at the running back position, because they have this thing happening right now?
Correct.
Where they essentially have the master has become better than the student.
Yes.
And Tony Pollard, to me, in my eyes, and I'm not a crazy Cowboys fan, but in my eyes, I'd much rather have Tony Pollard than Zeke.
In the 100th percentile.
Yes.
100%.
So are they going to save money if they just axe Zeke? I know the fans love him. And he actually had a good year last year. He scored more touchdowns than Tony Pollard. I think his rushing average was head and shoulders above Zeke, but do you finally just cut the rope and get rid of Zeke?
Well, Zeke doesn't have any more guaranteed money.
Oh, he
on his
doesn't?
contract. Oh, you can just cut him whenever.
Okay.
For free. I mean, he's got all of his guaranteed money. He got paid. But Tony Pollard is a free agent. He's an actual free agent. So now you got to pay.
They didn't tag him?
Money for. Then they tagged their.
Who'd they tag?
Tight ends.
Oh, Dalton Schultz?
I think so.
I don't know who they tagged. I guess I probably should have researched that before we came in.
Oh, you can't know it all. Oh, they used it on Tony Pollard.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, okay, never mind.
Okay.
So is it the exclusive?
I think he just got a regular tag. I don't think it was the exclusive tag.
I think he got the exclusive tag.
He did?
Which means he's going to be a Cowboy, and he can't really negotiate with other teams.
Huh.
I think, yeah, for the last 2 seasons, Tony Pollard ranked him way higher than Ezekiel Elliott.
100%.
I think they just kept giving Ezekiel Elliott touchdowns because you got to justify paying him money somehow.
And he was getting the carries like inside the 10.
Correct. Yeah. Tony Pollard 20 to 20.
Tony did all the work last year.
Exactly.
He did all the work.
He's a better runner. He's a better pass catcher. I mean, Tony Pollard is just flat out better than Ezekiel Elliott.
Zeke hops in that little red bowl at the end, in the end zone pretty well, though.
I'm not saying that he's not adorable. He is an adorable human being. Like, if I could just carry that little Ewok around with me everywhere, I would.
Oh, my goodness.
And his little Ewok and his little crop top and his little weird glasses. Like, he's adorable.
He is.
Like, I've been rooting for the guy, but he's just not as good as Tony Pollard.
He is not as good as Tony Pollard.
So, Cowboy Nation, what are you going to do with all this money? And the only answer is get a better wide receiver. You got the offensive line. You got the defense. You need another stud wide receiver to help Dak out. Because I'll tell you what, it started off as a joke, but my boy Cooper Rush outplayed Dak Prescott last year.
Yep.
Outplayed him.
He did.
I was yelling for you all year, Cowboy Nation, to trade Dak Prescott for a stud wide receiver and let Cooper Rush do his thing. I am still on board with that. But Jerry Jones in the front office is not getting rid of Dak. He's too stubborn to admit when he's wrong, and he's going to roll with Dak, even though he's basically just Black Kirk Cousins. Let's be honest here. He's like the most mediocre quarterback in the NFL. And if you don't put some weapons around him, it doesn't matter how good your defense is. It doesn't matter how good Tony Pollard is, because you got Dak Prescott, and he needs help.
He does need help.
Griffin, you're a Cowboys fan. Does this hurt your feelings at all?
No.
Because it's true.
I know, but I was just like kind of like putting it as like the whole Iron Man and the Iron Patriot. So like you can do without Iron Man, and Iron Patriot can save the day and everything, but no one really gives the Patriot. So I'm like referring to him as Cooper Rush. And
Correct.
they all think that Iron Man can save the day. He's the only one that can do it. Yeah, Dak needs to train somebody else.
Dak's more like Ghost Rider. He's not Iron Man. Iron Man.
I'm giving him too much credit.
Way too much credit. He's some C level.
He's that Iron Man that
superhero.
got taken out right over here
He is
at
exactly
4th
that.
and Lomas. No,
You
it's
saw
sad.
that DJ got a 4-year deal, right? Daniel Jones,
Yes.
160
Yeah,
million bucks.
we harped on that big time.
Is that too much for him?
If you miss that, it is 5 to 10 million too much for him.
You think he's like a $30 million quarterback?
30, 35. The only way Daniel Jones is going to have success is just like Dak Prescott if you surround him with a ton of talent and a good conservative game plan.
Yeah.
Like Daniel Jones, 42.5 or whatever million it is, you could have had Jimmy G for like 25 million.
Yep.
You could have had a stud wide receiver for another 10 million. You could have another offensive lineman for another 10 million. And you could have like a defensive role player, like a nickel guy for like another 5 million.
Yeah.
So you got 5 starting players for just what it costs for Daniel Jones. And I think Daniel Jones and Jimmy G are on the exact same page talent-wise. Daniel Jones is just a step faster than him.
Yeah.
Being like a winner, being a game manager, I don't see any difference at all in between Jimmy G and Daniel Jones. And you just paid 15 to 20 million too much for him and wasted all that money that could have went to other pieces to make you a successful football team.
Yeah.
That's a quick recap there of the segment we did after the signing. When we get back, we're going to talk a little NBA. Make sure you stick around. We'll be making fun of KD again. And right after that, we got our overrated or underrated free agent list. That's going to be an absolute banger of a segment. Having a lot of fun here today. It's a Fredless Friday. Lucky for me, I got Aaron Buck OG Burnett from KKOB sitting in. You're listening to 2 Men On. As always, we are live from the John Lopez Real Estate and Coldwell Banker Legacy Studio. We play on Team I-9. We start our days at the YMCA, lunch and a milkshake. That goes down at 66 Diner. The boys are getting strong with Evolve Strong in the weekends, and absolutely right now are for Watermelon Walk-Off made by Teller Genuine Vodka.
What?
You're listening to 2 Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Traffic right now. We've got those slowdowns southbound on I-25 as you approach Osuna, and they're going to go until Comanche. Westbound on Paseo, 2nd Street to Coors. That's moving a bit slow. Speaking of slowdowns, northbound I-25 moving slow between Gibson and Central. And seeing some slowdowns still westbound on I-40 between 2nd Street and Rio Grande. If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, proudly providing New Mexicans with quality furniture and service for over 87 years. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
It's time. Time to finally beat Nancy in accounting.
Well, a bear could beat a Jayhawk, so I picked Baylor.
Pre-register for your bracket now at sportsanimalabq.com. A perfect bracket nets you $1 million. 60 games or more will still pay out $10,000. Brought to you locally by Sandia Resort and Casino. Close to home, far from ordinary. Don't be embarrassed, bro. She has a strategy.
What's a Boilermaker?
Online at sportsanimalabq.com.
This March, take your first shot at college hoops with FanDuel Sportsbook and get 10 times your first bet amount in bonus bets up to $200. That's right. Just bet $20 on the bracket and you'll land $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. That's $200 you can spend betting everything from the money line to point spreads to that 5 versus 12 seed matchup you've been eyeing. All on an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. There's no better place to bet the tournament than FanDuel Sportsbook. Sign up today by going to FanDuel.com/win and make every moment more with FanDuel all tournament long.
Must be present in state where lawful to wager 21 plus in select states. First online real money wager only. $10 deposit required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable sportsbook bonus bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. FanDuel is offering sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG. Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342 Arizona. 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana. 1-800-522-4700 or visit KSGamblingHelp.com Kansas. 1-877-770 stop Louisiana. Visit MDGamblingHelp.org in Maryland. 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. 1-800-522-4700 Wyoming or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net West Virginia.
Ever notice what happens when your home is beautifully organized? You have more space, more room to breathe. At California Closets, our designers know just what questions to ask to create exactly what you want. Your personalized experience includes custom design and installation to deliver a result that truly reflects your style and needs. That's the California Closets difference. We call it practical magic. Book your free design consultation today at californiaclosets.com.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. You're driving along and some nimrod cuts you off. You hit the horn. Jeez, it sounds like a goose in distress. Time to head over to eBay Motors. They have horns for every make and model, not to mention horn pads, steering wheels, wiring, and more. 122 million parts. You can even go for an upgrade. Looks like Mr. Cutoff Man needs a new seat cover. Try eBay Motors, pal. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Are you amped?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Come on, bro. The Jim Rome Show is up next at 10 on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Oh, here we go. Griffin getting me pumped. Let's go. Wait, what is that? Greta Van Fleet? Is that what we're doing here? Is that what that is? Am I right?
You know, I don't know. It doesn't ever tell me what the names are.
Okay, it's definitely not. Never mind.
This is not Greta Van Fleet. This is one of those opener things that you guys have, that rejoin music that
it's stock. It's like
it's stock. It's
Yes.
stock rejoin music, because when we got back from Phoenix, I walked into Jared's office and I was like, "You need to give the boys new music."
Dude, I love it. We're on
That
like
last hour is like a country themed.
Oh my gosh. There's one that literally sounds like it's from the Pinocchio score. It's like, yeah, just come on, man.
Dude, we got some fantastic music and we got some awful music on here, which is like we like to be surprised by what's coming up. We literally don't know what's coming up next, except for our theme song at the top of the hour.
Yeah,
we have no idea what's coming. It's all random, which makes it a lot of fun. Number 1 all time on Porcelain Rushmore of the NBA is Kevin Durant.
He's on the Rushmore for the NBA?
Porcelain Rushmore.
Porcelain Rushmore.
Yes, because he's perpetually injured.
He's always hurt.
He's always hurt. Look, the Phoenix Suns.
What did they give
just
for him?
Gave 4 first-round picks
for KD.
Michael Bridges, Cam Johnson, and Jay Crowder. Those are all NBA starters. Wow. They got 3 NBA starters and 4 first-round picks. And granted, Phoenix is going to be good with or without Kevin Durant, so they're going to be late picks, whatever. But there's still 4 first-round picks. And he hasn't gotten on the court yet. They traded for him while he was injured, knowing that he's going to make an end-of-season run and go for it and try to win a title. So last night, Aaron Buck OG Burnett of KKOB.
They were doing a shoot around?
They were warming up, and it was a sellout crowd.
Nice.
It was
everybody wants to see KD.
It's KD's first game as a Phoenix Sun. The excitement was through the roof, and warming up, uncontested, by the way, jumps up for a layup, lands on his foot funny, rolls his ankle. Now he's out for multiple weeks. He put on the Suns jersey and never got into the game. He couldn't even make it through warm-ups without getting hurt. Oh, my God.
You know, it reminds me of a fantasy football game I had last year. I was down.
Did it?
I was down by no, I was up by 2 points, and this guy had Kyler Murray. Do you remember the game where Kyler Murray, it was like the second snap of the game?
I do remember that.
And he took off running and then just fell down?
Yeah. I had Kyler in a couple leagues last year, so I feel his
uncontested, non-contact.
Yep.
He got Murrayed. I want to start a thing where I start like taking nouns and turning them into verbs.
Oh, you do that all the time on the program.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like KD got Murrayed.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. He was just walking, and then the next thing you know, he's out for 6
Boom,
months.
Kylered.
He got Kylered. I like that better. He got Kylered.
So now Kevin Durant is in all likelihood going to miss the entirety of the regular season. So this whole season that they just gave 3 NBA starters, one of them, Michael Bridges, has been lighting it up.
Yeah.
Now that he gets more minutes in New Jersey, he will not play a single game for the team that traded for him. And if his ankle doesn't improve, he's going to miss the first round or more of the NBA playoffs.
Oh, my goodness.
You trade your whole future for a win now mentality. Get Kevin Durant, pair him up with Paul and Booker and Ayton as just a fearsome foursome. But bad news, Phoenix fans. KD ain't never getting on the court.
There's an old saying that my Mima used to say to me.
I'm excited for this.
My Mima used to sit me down, called her Big Mom.
Okay.
Big Mom used to sit me down on her knee, and she would say, "Grandson, don't always put all your eggs in one basket."
Great advice.
And I looked at her, and I'd be like, "Grandma, Mima, Big Mom, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Don't know what that means.
Can I have another cookie?"
Yeah.
You know, but now it makes sense.
For sure.
Makes sense to Phoenix.
Yeah, it makes sense. A lot of sense right now.
Phoenix gets it now.
If he comes back, like, I'm pretty sure Phoenix will beat whoever they face in the first round.
Yeah.
With or without Kevin Durant.
And the Lakers still suck, right?
But after that, they're on a run right now.
Are they really?
They're on a run. Watch out. They're in they're 9th right now. So they're in the
Weren't they like 13th or 14th just a few weeks ago?
Yeah. They got rid of Russell Westbrook and immediately went on a run. The Clippers added Russell Westbrook and started slumping immediately.
Huh.
This guy is cancer to a successful basketball
the common denominator there?
Russell Wilson.
Russell Westbrook.
Westy. So, yeah, Phoenix is not making it out of the second round without Kevin Durant.
No.
They're not that good. And the West is just so stacked. It's a murderer's row of good teams. So you give up your future for all porcelain team, Kevin Durant, super soft Kevin Durant, like 7,000 thread count sheet soft Kevin Durant.
Egyptian cotton 7,000 count.
A friggin' swimming pool full of quadruple ply Charmin soft Kevin Durant. And he's not even going to get on the court for you. I love this curse. It's the curse of KD.
Yeah.
I love it so much. And being like an objective sports fan, you want to see the best players on the court. The Phoenix Suns are going to be deadly with a healthy Kevin Durant, but are they going to make it out of the first round? Can they make it out of the second round and get Kevin Durant healthy to start taking on real teams? And oh my goodness, I'm just going to slurp all this up. It is hilarious. He didn't make it out of his warm-ups.
That sucks.
He was still in his warm-ups. He didn't even make it until like the stadium was only like a quarter full at that time. That's how early in the warm-ups he hurt himself.
He was like walking out with the ball in his hand and then
a couple dribbles and a layup.
Could you imagine him?
Ankle.
Because you know how like when you're walking and you kind of trip or you like do a little fall or something, and you hope that no one really saw it happen. And if you hurt
Yes.
yourself, you like limp off quietly by yourself. Could you just imagine the embarrassment that he didn't even get to perform?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. This is
But he's got to be used to it because it happens so much to him. It's nuts. All right. I'm excited for this next segment. You're going to have to tell me where to go, but we're going to do our overrated, underrated free agent list. And we're doing predictions too, where we think they're going.
We can. And we'll just hit like the big positions. You know, we'll start with who I think the most overrated quarterback is and the most underrated free agent quarterback. We're talking about free
agents only. Okay.
Free agents only. And you guys can feel free to get in on this conversation if you want. You can call us up at 505-246-0610. And you can also text us at that number as well.
Same number. We made it so easy for you.
Piece of cake.
More NFL talk when we get back. You're listening to 2 Men On 95.9 FM, AM 610, the sports animal.
This report is sponsored by Discover.
guys
Discover
talk
credit
about
cards
Jake
do
Paul
something
losing
pretty
his
awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right. Everything
Okay,
you
so
earn
this
double.
video
The
shows
cashback
up
from trips,
yesterday or
restaurants,
today.
all double. Seriously,
Oh,
though. See
Aaron,
terms and check it out for
you.
yourself at discover.com/match.
Hello, Nate.
Taking a look at traffic right now, still seeing
Oh, I
the
do know
most
Nate Gray.
congestion. Southbound on I-25, you're going to run into that as you approach Osuna. It's going to last until Comanche. Slowdowns are continuing westbound on Paseo between 2nd Street and Coors. Watch out for
Jake
that.
Paul
And
loses
on
his fight
I-25, Gibson
to
to
Tyson
Lomas. We've got some
brother.
slowdowns in that area as well.
And
if you see an accident,
they're
call
out
the
of
Traffic
Miami
Tracker
Heat
hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and
Saw the
Mattress,
Floyd stuff,
proudly
where he
providing
ran.
New Mexicans with quality
And so
furniture and
MMA
service
Junkie
for over
calls him and they're
87
talking
years.
to him. He's
I'm
like,
Michael Carlisle from the
"Am I fucking
96.3
stupid?
News Radio.
Am I going to
KKOB
fight
Traffic Center.
guys? No, he's like, yeah, running.
I'm PJ Glasser here to help you beat the books with BetQL. Texas weathered a mid-season coaching change and is headed for a top 2 seed in the NCAA tournament. But first, they'll try to take down the 12th tournament crown. Next up is a TCU team the Longhorns split with during the regular season.
It's called
Texas -2.5 is a 5-star best
2023 NFL free agency
number at Texas
overrated,
-5.5.
players.
I'm PJ Glasser. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetQL app today.
It might be an ESPN.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. You're driving along and some nimrod cuts you off. You hit the horn. Jeez, it sounds like a goose in distress. Time to head over to eBay Motors. They have horns for every make and model, not to mention horn pads, steering wheels, wiring, and more.
You want me to just copy this and
122
send it to you real
million
quick?
parts. You can even go for an upgrade. Looks like Mr. Cutoff Man needs a new seat cover. Try eBay Motors, pal.
Here,
Get
I'll
the
just,
right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
The Dell Technologies semi-annual sale is on
Pretty good,
with
right?
limited quantity deals
3
on
ounces
top
of
tech.
vodka and,
Save on
double.
select PCs powered by the latest 12th gen Intel Core processors like thin and light XPS 13 laptops, Inspiron laptops, and 2-in-1s. Plus, get savings on select accessories, free shipping, and monthly payment options. with
Gotta get
Dell.
back to the glory days, man.
Today by 877
Try the
ask
watermelon.
Dell. That's 877
The
ask
watermelon
Dell.
is like, you gotta kind of be like a sommelier with this. After you open it up, just let
Indigo
it breathe for a
Mortgage is
second and
proud
take a
to
whiff.
serve
It's all
veterans
just-
with honesty and integrity for the last 20 years. And in these last 20 years, veterans have trusted Indigo Mortgage for purchases or
Oh, yeah, did you
refinances
talk about
utilizing
that?
their VA
Wait,
home loan
we need
benefits.
to talk
Indigo
about that,
Mortgage is known in the veteran community to
Lobo's
offer
boss
some
to
of the
you
lowest
today?
rates and fees in New Mexico. Veterans refer veterans, and we take that very serious, as they are trusting us to make sure their fellow vets get the best rates and fees on the market. Veterans know they can trust Indigo Mortgage, and we set ourselves apart from the big national lenders who are interested in profits rather than
That San
serving
Diego
our
service
veterans.
good.
And if you're a veteran
I went
looking
down
for
to San
any
Diego and
kind
beat
of
San
home,
Diego. It's
make
like,
sure to shop
they're
your
usually
mortgage
never some
around
of us.
and be sure to shop your trusted local mortgage company, Indigo Mortgage, serving veterans for the last 20 years. Reach us on the net at indigomortgage.net or by calling 836-5700. That's 836-5700. NMLS 23-1962 and 188-348.
Springtime. So when you get to your spring cleaning, don't forget about your vehicle. In fact, make your vehicle the priority. It's Jeff Symbieta. You're going to have that car for a while. Coming out of winter, I know it's filthy. So
How
call
long
on
have
the
you lived
spot
here?
automotive detailing. They are incredible. They come to you wherever and whenever it's convenient. Detail your vehicle, and when they're done, your vehicle looks and feels and smells like it's brand new. Ask them about a fresh coat of wax to protect your paint for these warmer
He was
months.
working on trying to get the New Orleans Saints.
859-2859 or online at otsdetailing.com.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep your operation running, no matter the
Little
weather
cultural
or supply
appropriation
chain
there.
hiccup.
Take the
But we
Aztecs.
get you, Raymond in Buffalo, Maria in Miami, and Jules in Troy, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with high-quality supplies for every industry, plus real-time product availability and access to experts ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Lane just to go to the games.
Need new wiper blades but not sure which ones are right for you? The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. We'll show you options for your vehicle and even install your new wiper blades for free. Right now, save $10 per pair on Bosch Focus wiper blades so you can see better in any weather. Stop by your local O'Reilly
You
Auto
attend last
Parts
week,
today.
Love it. Dude, Monday. Monday?
Auto Parts.
Yeah, 15.
The Jim Rome Show.
I mean, I love the game, but I don't play the game.
Is it 10 on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Welcome back, Duke City. It's Fredless Friday. Lucky for me, I got Aaron Buck OG Burnett with me. KKOB. You know him, you love him.
I really like that Fredless Friday kind of thing.
It's fun, right?
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's not a diss on Fred. I love Fred.
Yeah, we're just not here.
But it's awesome.
Also, speaking of Fredless Friday, this is also going to be a Freaky Friday, as at 6:30, we're just going to do a segment from your program.
We're going to flip
You're
the
gonna
script.
You're going to lead this thing, and I'm going to act like I'm on KKOB, and I'm going to be your Batman. I mean, be your Robin. You're going to be Batman for one segment. Super excited for that.
Let me ask you a question before we go down that road.
Please.
Do you just want to have like a conversation about something? Do you want to play a game? Because I've got great games. I've got a game called Florida Man. That's a really fun one.
Okay.
You decide whether it's real or fake. We have Florida Man. I've got phone topics where people can call in, and you know what? You know what you should do?
Okay.
You can have this. This is free. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
And obviously I'm taking this from somebody, but Seinfeld fan?
Passive.
Okay.
Not hardcore.
So I'm sure you know the Festivus episode, right?
One of the best ever.
You should have like an airing of grievances. But, you know, because it's a Festivus tradition,
Yes.
the airing of grievances.
We do that every day with every call.
I was going to say,
Do you not know the show?
But you could set it up where it's like
Yes,
we
on
have
purpose.
the Friday airing of grievances. 5 o'clock and people can just be outraged with whatever.
I love it.
Airing of grievances.
Yeah, no, it's Freaky Friday. It is your segment, so you
My
do whatever
segment.
you want.
Okay.
Yeah, you build that one out the way you want it.
I will.
That's going down at 6:30. But right now, we're talking about underrated and overrated free agents, and you have yourself a little list here.
I do.
You're gonna softball them into me.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite times of the football season. I love watching the NFL free agency before the upcoming season. I love the draft. I mean, obviously, I love the season when my
naturally
beloved Chiefs are playing. But this is probably the second. This is what I look forward to the most about the NFL is watching the free agencies, making predictions, watching the draft, and we have a list of the most overrated and underrated players per position in the NFL.
Okay, love this.
So we're going to start at the top.
Okay.
We'll keep it simple. We're going to talk about quarterbacks first. And friend of the show, you guys feel free to call in at 246-0610, 505-246-0610. Or if you're a little gun shy, you can text us. What's the number?
Hey, you'll never guess what it is.
What is it?
It is also 505-246-0610, Aaron.
Whoa.
Also from the texter, shout out to 664. Hello, Aaron.
Oh.
So you got some fans out here.
What up, son?
Same gentleman, 664, says they should spend that money on OBJ. Talking about the Cowboys segment. I think that's a fantastic idea.
OBJ is actually he's holding workouts coming up here shortly for a bunch of NFL teams.
As he should.
Just read that today.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start at quarterback.
Okay.
I'm going to say that the most overrated quarterback, free agent quarterback right now is Andy Dalton. Last year he was with the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be 35 years old entering this new season.
Yep.
He only had like a 50.7 QBR in 22 with the Saints.
It's rough.
His best rating was an 18. He's 35. He's played poorly for the last 3 seasons before last year. And obviously he's going to be a backup.
Yeah, he's not going to get a number 1 job anywhere.
No.
The Saints, that was his last shot.
But here's the thing. The flying tomato, and I'm not talking about Sean White, I'm talking about Andy Dalton.
Okay. Red Rocket.
The Red Rocket.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in a pinch and you need somebody just to get you by for a week or two, Andy's your guy.
I agree completely.
He is a solid backup quarterback for at least 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
After that, not so much.
I'm all the way in.
I thought we were going to see something with this last year. I believe the most underrated quarterback right now that's a free agent is with Miami, or he was with Miami, and that's Teddy Bridgewater.
Okay. So your thoughts on Andy Dalton are super similar to my thoughts on Teddy Bridgewater.
Really?
He's had a lot of chances to prove himself. He is not a number 1 guy, but he is upper echelon backup. He's probably the best backup.
Yeah, hands down.
Any team is going to look at one perfectly good Teddy Bridgewater or like some young guy from the NFL draft. I think they're 100% going to go some young guy.
Well, yeah, because it's going to save them a boatload of money. It's going to be like Geico. They're going to save a ton on their car insurance if they take a young guy.
Exactly.
Yep.
But Teddy Bridgewater, nothing wrong with Teddy Bridgewater.
Solid.
Whatsoever. Super solid. He'll win you some games. And he doesn't do any stupid stuff. He's not going to lose you a bunch of games.
Nope.
But
take care of the ball.
That's not what it takes in the NFL to win anymore.
That's your job.
You got to have the guy.
Yeah.
So I agree with both those takes.
All right. Running backs.
Hey, hold on. Let me give you my own.
Oh, what do you got?
The legend. We were just talking about him last segment.
Jake Plummer? Oh, wait. Sorry.
Oh, he's legendary.
He's legendary.
Drugs. The only way that Ginger Nation, Ginger World, Gingers Unite.
Gingervitis.
The only way that us Gingers will have a super winning quarterback will be from the arm of one Cooper Rush. He proved himself last year to be a winner, to not make mistakes, to be the kind of guy you could put in there to manage a game and not screw it up for you. If you put Cooper Rush behind center with a talented team, he can win games for you, and you could get him for pennies on the dollar.
Would you rather have Cooper Rush or Brock Purdy?
Cooper Rush.
Oh,
I don't trust Brock Purdy yet. You put Brock Purdy on the Panthers. You put Brock Purdy on the friggin' Bears.
He's got to have a cast around him.
And he's got the best cast.
He does.
On paper, the 49ers are the best team in the NFL.
CMC.
Yes.
Brandon Ayuk.
Yes.
Devo Samuel.
Yes.
George Kittle.
Yes.
Good front line.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah. It's insane.
Match made to happen.
You could just grab a dude out of the crowd and
you could go in there and I could go in there
yes
and succeed is what you're saying.
I'm not. Hey, I was actually a quarterback. Like I could still throw a football. Like I'm talking about like anyone from the crowd. Like put on a blindfold and just pick out somebody. Not like some burnout loser like me. Like literally anyone you could put on the 49ers and they'll be fantastic.
Okay. All right. You ready for running backs?
Let's do it.
All right. 22 team was the Bears. Age entering the 23 season is going to be 26. What's the cut? When do you think the brakes start falling off of running backs? What age?
I don't know if it's an age thing. I think it's a carry.
A mileage thing?
Yeah, it's a mileage. You have, I would say, 3 years of a starting running back.
Okay.
And there's a few freaks that are stronger and better than that, take better care of themselves than that.
Yeah. Well, David Montgomery is my most overrated running back in the NFL right now.
Okay.
A free agent.
A free agent only.
Yeah. He got a bunch of workload. He's just not that exciting. Khalil Herbert did so much better than David Montgomery. And David Montgomery would get the tag. He would get the start before Khalil Herbert. He's not exciting. He's not that good. And I think he's crazy, crazy overrated.
He does a lot of things. He can eat a lot of carries. He can catch the ball out of the backfield.
Yes.
He can pass block, but he's not a dude. Like he's not a game winner.
Here's the thing. Khalil Herbert, he led running backs who had more than 100 carries with 1.4 rushing yards over expectation per carry.
That's very good.
So what's the average? Like 3.2 or something like that in the NFL?
Yeah.
He eclipsed that to like 4.6 or 4.5, whatever it is.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think the most underrated running back comes from the team that let CMC go, and that is Deontay Foreman.
Oh, you beat me to it. That was my guy too.
When you look at that two-headed monster that they had,
yeah,
Deontay Foreman definitely stepped up and brought it home. This guy is a starting running back in the NFL. It is not a fluke last year. You plug this guy in. He's a big guy. Going to be a stud. I believe he could be a top 5 running back next year.
In the right situation.
In the right situation, if he's got a good front line, he's going to be a top 5 running back.
Okay. Overrated, I'm going to go Rashad Penny.
Definitely.
He keeps getting chance.
He keeps falling and falling.
Chance after chance after chance. Can't stay healthy. When he is healthy, he underperforms. But for whatever reason, he keeps getting gigs. And then underrated, we got the same guy.
Yeah.
Deontay Foreman, like he could be a dude somewhere.
He could be a top 3 running back. I'm saying top 5. You know what? I'll amend that. He could be a top 3 running back.
Okay.
The right situation, the right front line, he is a top 3 running back.
I love it. And I hope he gets a shot.
Yeah. Wide receivers.
Okay,
what do we got? Like 3 minutes left?
Yeah, we can go.
Okay. Wide receivers. Most overrated free agent right now is Paris Campbell. He is a wide receiver for the Colts. He was a second-round pick in 2019. He was able to stay on the field for the entire season this year. And it's kind of hard to put him in this box, but you kind of have to, even though he was with the Colts, because the Colts had so many problems at quarterback. But his metrics are just not there.
Sure.
I don't think he's the guy. I think he's the most, and somebody's probably going to pay him a bunch of money, but I think he's the most overrated guy right now, free agent, wide receiver in the NFL.
He's like a number 4 to me. 4 receiver set, he can be in there.
Yes. Yes. 3 or 4.
Your 2.
3 is generous, I think.
Your 2 or your 3 needs a playoff. He'll be just fine. Like, yeah. He's not that dude anymore.
I believe that, and I've thought about this when I knew that this guy was becoming a free agent. I was like, oh man, I'd love for the Chiefs to pick this guy up because he's a stud. The Chiefs being your favorite team.
I
am a Chiefs fan.
A fan.
I've been grew up outside of Kansas City when I was a kid. I am a tried and true Chiefs fan. I believe that the most underrated wide receiver right now in the NFL, Jacoby Myers with the Patriots.
Smart pick.
This kid is a absolute stud. He can get open.
Yep.
He's fast. He's just a stud. And while I really, really like, I like Mac Jones a lot as, the man under center in New England. I think he actually has a long career ahead of him. I think he's actually kind of underrated. I think Jacoby Myers, you get him around a quarterback, you get him around somebody like a Joe Burrow, a Patrick Mahomes, even an Aaron Rodgers. Sure. He's going to excel. He's going to absolutely flourish and just get even better. I think he had like 75 catches or something last year. So it was a lot.
I think he'll be one of the most sought after free agents in the wide receiver group because, number one, he is talented. He's got great hands, and he's only 26.
He's young.
A lot of these free agents are 29 to 32.
Yep.
But he's still young. He's got a lot of tread left on them tires.
He does.
That's a great answer. I like that one a lot.
Thank you.
Overrated. I'm going to go, this guy hasn't been good in like 10 years, but he keeps getting jobs. T.Y. Hilton.
T.Y. was good for so long, man. So long.
He had like a really good 5-year run, but that was 8 years ago?
Yeah.
And he still keeps getting gigs.
You know why you bring T.Y. Hilton in?
Good for him.
You bring T.Y. Hilton in to help the young receivers.
I mean, there's that. Yeah, for sure. And I'm sure he'll get that situation somewhere.
You got an underrated person?
I do. And he's a dude. And if he gets in the right situation, he's going to pay some dividends in your wide receiver group. DJ Chark. DJ Chark.
You know what?
He is so talented.
I'm okay with that.
He went from Jacksonville to Detroit. He's never had a chance. Sign this guy for pennies on the dollar, and your football team will thank you.
I have to say something. You made a comment earlier when you were talking about the Bears division. I totally disagree with what you said about the Detroit Lions.
Okay.
I think the Detroit Lions are actually on the come up.
You think they're contenders?
I don't know if they're contenders yet, but they're definitely on the come up.
Oh, I agree completely.
Definitely on the come up. I think they're going to be a better than 500 team next year. I bet they're probably going to be somewhere like, I don't know. They're probably going to have 10 to 11 wins next year. I believe that. I think the Detroit Lions are somebody actually to watch out for because, man, they're a good team.
They've nailed the draft last 2 years.
Yeah.
Too. They have nailed the draft.
Yeah.
They believe in Dan Campbell.
The fact that they gave up TJ Hawkinson, though, kind of drives me bonkers. But just doing so much, like the best growth out of any NFL team in the past year, Detroit Lions, hands down.
Oh, I agree with you completely.
Them and Miami.
Yeah, I'm a big Jacksonville homer too. I like what they're doing down there.
You like the Honey Badger?
I like the Honey Badger, and I love the albino Easter Island statue, aka Trevor Lawrence. When we get back, I have to personally apologize to Sean Kemp. You're listening to 2 Men On 95.9 FM AM 610, the sports animal.
Sponsored by Staples Stores.
Dude, time is flying by.
Printing services help small business print big. Now get $15 off signs, banners, and posters when you spend $75 or more. Offer ends 4/15. Visit staples.com/printbig for details. This is your sign to try Staples, where your prints are perfect guaranteed.
Well, traffic right now definitely moving along better. We still have a couple of slow spots, though. Southbound on I-25. We'll soon have to continue to move slow.
Yeah.
And we're also dealing with some slowdown still. Northbound on I-25. Those start around Gibson to last Central. I-40 moving up to speed in both directions right now. And your river crossing for Paseo, Alameda, and Montano. They're all looking good at the moment as well. If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, proudly providing New Mexicans with quality furniture and service for over 87 years. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
Yeah.
See, this guy on TikTok has this hack about how to get your only, if you want to get a whole row to yourself,
all goes well, he'll be
on a
fully
flight,
healed in 6 months, which
you
means the
buy
question about who will play quarterback
your
for the
seat that you
49ers are
want,
far from
and
settled.
then you
With
buy
Trey
the other
Lance
two
also
seats
recovering
next
from
to it to
injury
make them
and the
fully
49ers'
refundable.
own bad luck
And then
with
45
quarterbacks
minutes
and
before the flight, you
injuries,
just
San
cancel them.
Francisco needs a sure thing at signal caller if they want to keep their Super Bowl hopes alive. I'm Maggie Grace.
Really?
Yeah, I have a buddy whose wife used to work for American.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Hiked up a 3,000-foot mountain to draw a huge dong in the snow.
RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
At a ski resort in Alaska.
The smartest way to hire.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. You're driving along and some nimrod cuts you
very
off.
happy about it.
Hit
They
the
send
horn.
people up on skis.
Jeez, it sounds like a goose in distress. Time to head over to eBay Motors. They have horns for every make and model, not to mention horn pads, steering wheels, wiring, and more.
Oh, yeah, you got to do your
122
I-9 thing,
million parts. You can even go for an upgrade. Looks like Mr. Cutoff Man needs a new seat cover. Try eBay Motors, pal. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter
Yeah.
get a
The
quality
drive-by
candidate
thing?
within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I'm Martin Hope, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter. That Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Josh, quote, after walking around my whole life being a mouth breather, I was excited to try Navage.
wow.
I read the directions carefully, pressed the button, and
Joe
oh my
Rogan
gosh,
opened a
what
comedy club called the Comedy Mothership
much
in Austin,
mucus,
Texas.
so much
He's
crud,
positioning
but
it as an
merciful air I can finally
anti-cancel
breathe
culture
through
venue.
my nose. Never have I ever taken such an amazing breath in my life.
On the opening
This
night, he
is a
said,
life
quote, "You
changer,"
can't fire me at
unquote.
my own
He's
club."
one of over
Yeah.
100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs.
Have you ever
Navage
seen
is
him live?
available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target,
Probably has
Rite
one
Aid,
of the
and
funniest
online.
bits I've ever
Navage,
heard.
N-A-V,
If you want to hear like
A-G-E,
seriously one of
clean
the
nose,
funniest bits of
healthy
your whole
life.
life,
You don't need a perfect bracket to make
look
money
up
gambling on
Joe
March
Rogan
Madness.
and
Tune in to
Nicole
Name
Smith.
3 Players with me, Amory
It
Castillo,
is
and I'll tell you
so
how this
fucking
Saturday,
funny.
starting at 7 a.m. on The Sports Animal.
Hot now.
Welcome back to the city.
What?
You're listening to 2 Men On 95.9 FM AM 610, The Sports Animal. The boys wouldn't be out here with our friends in the community, such as John Lopez Real Estate and Coldwell Banker Legacy. If you need anything in the real estate world, John Lopez is your dude. If you want to buy your first home, you want to buy $1 million home, you want to go into the real estate, you want to start a new career in real estate, you want to learn about renting, you want to learn about selling and anything, John Lopez at John Lopez Real Estate, Coldwell Banker Legacy. That is your dude.
Yeah.
John's
a good guy. I actually know him.
Oh, he's the best.
Yeah,
He's the best. He's not on this program enough because he's so damn busy.
He's busy.
When he comes on this program, like I just pour my coffee out because he is just pure energy.
Yeah.
Love that dude. All right, time for a reaction.
You got to make an apology.
I got to send out a personal apology. I was fooled.
You should have apology music.
I was duped. You got some on cue, Griffin?
Like days of our lives.
I was duped by big media. You know who you are. But luckily the truth came out. and I have to send a personal apology to NBA superstar Sean the Rain Man Kemp, as it was reported that Sean Kemp was involved in a drive-by shooting. So I had all the jokes about you're washed up, what happened to all your money,
You convicted him before he was even
why
tried.
do you need to be a gangster? Obviously, I threw the word allegedly around.
Allegedly.
There's a bunch of CYA involved, but I ran Sean Kemp all the way through. He was reported that he was involved in a drive-by shooting. He was going after somebody's goods or services or something and started shooting at them from his car. But the truth finally comes out, and Sean Kemp had his car broken into, bastards, had a bunch of his possessions stolen, and obviously they're dumb criminals because they stole his iPhone, and he tracked his iPhone using the Find My iPhone app. It's friggin' genius. I love it so much. He tracked down his iPhone to a mall parking lot and confronted the guys who stole it and broke into his car, and they immediately started shooting at him. So he was packing heat at the time, and apparently registered firearm, safety training, the whole thing. It was all legit. Fired back in self-defense. Sean Kemp from Van Hunley, co-host of 2 Men On, right here on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal. I am sorry. I was wrong.
Look at you. Takes a big man. Apologize.
It does.
Good for you.
It does. And thank you for thanking me.
No, you're being a minute. You're doing what you're supposed to
It
do.
makes me feel better about it. Because outside of Elijah One and Drexler, Sean Kemp was my favorite basketball player growing up. His dunks were ferocious.
Yeah.
And I was very concerned. I even made jokes about how he looks like Bill Cosby. Like, it was not fair what I did to Sean Kemp a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
So I have to be the bigger person here and let him know. Hell of a first 2 hours, my friend. We're having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, we're just like boogieing through this.
You know what's about to happen when we get back?
We're gonna crack another teller.
That is what's up, baby. We're going a little grapefruit hibiscus lemonade when we get back, and we'll provide commentary on another fantastic Teller pre-made cocktail. You've been listening to 2 Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610. Sports and sports adjacent content when we get back. FM.
610.
We could just end it there.
All right. Dude, Tinder added a dating dictionary to help old people hit on young people.
Well, traffic right now, things continuing
They
to
have,
get
like,
better here in the metro. We are still
situation
seeing some
steps,
slowdowns.
interview.
So
Don't have
southbound
to
on
finish this
25, you'll hit those as you approach Osuna.
Kitten fishing.
You'll have to think about Montgomery yourself.
Kitten
But I-40 at the
Yeah, it's
moment.
like
moving up
catfishing,
to
but it's like a
both
scaled back
directions.
version.
So it is
Oh, and
going
S,
north
one
of the
night
city. I-25 between
OTE.
Albuquerque and Santa Fe.
Mutton Tree Pairing.
That's moving up to speed in both directions.
Sneaky link.
It's time.
That's where
Time to finally beat Nancy in accounting.
Well, Bear could be the Jayhawk, so I picked Baylor.
Pre-register for your bracket now at sportsanimалabq.com. A perfect bracket
Zombieing?
gets you $1
When somebody
million.
goes and pops back in your
60
DMs?
games or more will still pay out
Never heard
10
that
grand. Brought to you locally by Sandia Resort and
Zombie.
Casino. Close to home, far from ordinary. Don't be embarrassed, bro. She has a strategy.
What's a Boilermaker?
Online at sportsanimалabq.com.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe, here to tell you the biggest thing I've learned about insurance companies over the years, and it's really simple. They don't care about you. That's it. Insurance companies are publicly traded companies who have an obligation to their shareholders to deliver profits. They have teams of investigators, adjusters, and lawyers all working against you from the moment you call them, and they want to pay you as little as possible for your injuries.
in random acts of
Call Lawyer Rowe
kindness.
today.
Carlos Obri Espinosa, managing attorney, 2711 Carlisle Boulevard, Northeast Albuquerque. Glen
She's
Lerner,
here?
licensed in Nevada.
Casino at the Downs hosts Cash Madness Monday through Friday, noon to 10 p.m. 3 winners every 2 hours win up to $10,000 cash. 18 winners each day. Enjoy random promos daily in our Downs Derby weekends only at Casino at the Downs. Weekends at the Downs offers winning entertainment, your favorite games, live music, great dining, and with 30 screens, your game is on. Watch and wager on simulcast racing, and be sure to check out the flea market and other Expo New
Family
Mexico
money?
events only at Casino at the Downs.
This March, take your first shot at college hoops with FanDuel Sportsbook and get 10 times your first bet amount in bonus bets up to $200. That's right. Just bet $20 on the bracket and you'll land $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. That's $200.
Women can never overblow.
Everything from the money line to point spreads to that
about
5
something
versus
else.
12 seed matchup you've been eyeing. All on an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. There's no better place to bet the tournament than FanDuel Sportsbook. Sign up today by going to FanDuel.com/win and make every moment more with FanDuel all tournament long.
Must be present in state where lawful to wager. 21 plus in select states. First online real money wager only. $10 refund issued as non-withdrawable sportsbook bonus bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. FanDuel is offering sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG. Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, Virginia. 1-800-NEXT STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342 Arizona. 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana. 1-800-522-4700 or visit KSGamblingHelp.com Kansas. 1-877-770 Stop Louisiana. Visit MDGamblingHelp.org in Maryland. 1-877-8 67369 New York. 1-800-522-4700 Wyoming. Visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net West Virginia.
K240BL Albuquerque is 95.9 FM, AM 610 KNML Albuquerque. The Sports Animal, proud to be a Cumulus media station, even if they're not that proud of us.
Now betting for the Sports Animal, your afternoon drive. Number 2, Men On, Van Nunley and Fred Slow. And in the on-deck circle, Robert Buck D. Gibson.
This is Two Men On with Van Nunley and Fred Slow.
2 hours in the books, 1 hour to go. Having a lot of fun with it here.
2 minutes. You know why? Because it's a what did you call it? A Fredless Friday?
Fredless Friday.
Fredless Friday.
It's about to be a Freaky Friday here at 6:30 as there's going to be a Buck takeover for one segment.
Yep.
All right. We tried our watermelon walk-off. It is fantastic. The new recipe is basically perfect.
So good.
Now we get to try the Teller grapefruit hibiscus lemonade, which is, spoiler alert, already my favorite.
It's amazing.
I'm really excited for this new recipe. Same thing, all their lemonades. It's just a slight bit less thick, slight bit less sweet, but those amazing Teller flavors are still there. And that 3 ounces of vodka for every can is still there. So you ready, buddy? Let's crack them. Bam.
Boom.
Love that. Oh God, it smells so good.
Sure, it really does.
Oh my God, that is fantastic. I will never ever get sick of these.
So good.
These are going to take over the Southwest first and then the world. It's already the number one vodka, the number one mixed cocktail in the state of New Mexico, and they're only going to build off this. So special shout out to Teller Vodka.
I really need to get with him and do some Founders cocktails.
Yes.
For real.
Absolutely.
Some kind of like synergetic partnership or something.
Let's hang.
I like that. What are we doing now? What's coming up?
Okay. So, I mean, in real life or on the program?
No, on the program.
On the program.
Okay. So, as you know, there's been very validated rumors of Aaron Rodgers being traded to the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
It's reported yesterday that the Packers and Jets have a trade in place if Aaron Rodgers gives it okay. Hearing that news, Sauce Gardner has been a very outspoken proponent of Aaron Rodgers coming to New York. He's already thrown shade at Zach Wilson all year. He doesn't want him to be his quarterback.
Sauce is a bad man. What was he, a
4th round draft pick?
Dude, they scored the lottery with that guy.
Yeah, he
is a stud.
He's so good. Okay, so him and, oh God, I just went blank. Garrett Wilson, is that right? Wide receiver. Garrett Wilson and Michael Carter, wide receiver and running back, had a little party last night to try to create some good juju, try to create some good momentum for this Aaron Rodgers trade. Do you remember the Jets Green Bay game from last year's regular season?
No, I do not.
Okay. It didn't stand out. It was the greatest game, but the New York Jets were able to keep Aaron Rodgers and the Packers under wraps and beat them in Lambeau. And
I do remember that.
Remember
Yep.
after the game, Sauce Gardner stole somebody's cheese head and was
Yep.
walking around the field with the cheese head.
You know, when you have a performance like that, you should be able to do that.
Yes. Yeah, he shut down any Packers wide receiver he was going up against. So Sauce Gardner hung on to that cheese head, and he said, look, Aaron, you come here, I promise I'll get rid of it. So him and Garrett Wilson and Michael Carter had a little backyard party, started a fire on the back patio, and Instagram lived it and burnt the cheese head in the fire.
To try to draw Aaron Rodgers to New York.
Exactly.
Love it.
Instead of a voodoo doll, it's a voodoo cheese head, as he's doing his best voodoo impression to try to get Aaron Rodgers to New York.
I love that.
That is so sweet. Like, you're a Chiefs fan.
I am a Chiefs fan.
I'm a Packers fan.
Are you really?
And I have enjoyed this ride with Aaron Rodgers.
How many Super Bowls did you guys get? One?
Only
Two?
one.
Just the one?
One single solitary Super Bowl. He's only been to one Super Bowl and won it. A lot of losses in the playoffs.
Did you guys win Super Bowl one?
Oh, yeah, 1 and 2.
You beat the Chiefs in Super Bowl one.
Yes, correct.
Yep.
Yeah, Packers got Super Bowl 1 and 2, and then one with Brett Favre and one with Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
And that's it. A ton of NFL championships before the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of done. Like, I want to see what Jordan Love has. Is he a dude? Is it going to go Favre, Rodgers, Love?
I'm not a believer.
See, I am.
I'm not.
I am, because the little bit of what I've seen from his little glimpses of playing time, looks like an NFL quarterback. He can run. He's smart. He's got a cannon, and he's been Aaron Rodgers' understudy for 3 years now.
You know, to be fair to Jordan Love, I haven't seen him play for a while.
Sure.
I mean, because you look at like the roadmap for a good quarterback. Tom Brady sat under Drew Bledsoe. Obviously, Tom Brady is talented. He's the GOAT as far as quarterbacks.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers sat under Brett Favre.
Yep.
Maybe this Jordan Love thing's going to pan out.
I
don't see it though from what I've seen with his play in the past. I could totally be wrong, but I just don't see it.
Yeah, he's a super talented guy. He checks a lot of boxes, and he's had great development underneath Aaron Rodgers. So I think he's set up for success. They just got to get a good haul for Aaron Rodgers. 505-246-0610. When you hit up the Sports Animal text line and you got all them hot takes, we will put you on. Who do we got here, Griff?
Bruce Wayne.
Oh, Bruce Wayne. What's happening, my guy? What's on your mind, brother?
To be fair, all these players vying for their all these other players to go on their team. I mean, like, wasn't Von Miller trying to get OBJ, and now Trayvon Diggs trying to get his brother with the Cowboys, and players trying to get. I like that, but it's crazy because you never would have heard that until now with social media. But I think what should happen if these players are really doing this, then they should take a pay cut and use part of their salary. If they're willing to speak up, put your money where your mouth is and say, okay, hey, I want this player. I'll even take a pay cut so I get this player on my team. Because, I mean, fans get excited. I mean, as a fan, I like hearing these players saying, hey, we want another superstar on our team, but they're expecting the owners to fork out the money to do this. So it's exciting to hear, but all it is just fodder. It's not anything that has any concrete, substantial stance on anything. So I think if these players are willing to continue to vie for this, and we're getting excited about this, don't make it don't do it in vain. Like, put your money where your mouth is and start putting your money out there. That would be exciting to see. Be like, hey, we're taking pay cuts. I'm taking a cut just to get him on my team. I don't care. I don't need that money. I just want to win and have the players I want on my team. So, I mean, you kind of already see that in basketball, but it's just, you definitely don't, with salary caps and restrictions in the NFL, we really can't there's no dream scenario where you get the person you want unless the money really makes sense. And the only way the money really makes sense if the players are willing to take a pay cut to compensate the player they want on their team. But that's just my take on it.
Mr. Wayne, what do you think? How much influence do you think that these GMs and owners put in social media when you have these players coming out and saying, hey, like Trayvon Diggs saying, hey, can we get Stephon down here? What do we need to do to make that happen? How much influence do you think social media plays in this?
Well, I think the NFL really panders to the social media, because I think they make a lot of changes and do a lot of things when it comes to that. So I think the NFL panders to that a lot, but I think the owners have a little bit more control, and they actually probably are more handcuffed when it comes to getting the players they are. So I think they do show interest. I think they definitely, there is probably some influence on them, but I think they have less control over taking a stance on that action because of the limitations they have, where the NFL is pretty much a juggernaut in itself and can pander to anything they want because they have the money and there's no limitations, where the owners, I think, have a little bit more of that. But I do think it does have some influence on them, but I just don't think that they have the luxury to be able to do it because of restrictions of salary caps and stuff.
Well, Wayne, back to your original point, like you're literally preaching to the choir right now. I've been saying this for years, like somebody like Aaron Rodgers, somebody like Josh Allen, somebody who's like capable of making like just top money, reset the market amounts of money. They take these big deals, and Aaron Rodgers is the most recent example. They take these giant deals, and then their favorite toy has to go somewhere else. Aaron Rodgers with Devontae Adams makes the Packers a different team. If he would have took a $10 million pay cut, he'd still have Devontae Adams, and Devontae Adams could have ushered in, could have mentored those really talented young wide receivers he has.
No, I agree. I mean, they did the same thing with Joe Flacco and the Ravens after he won the Super Bowl. They overpaid him, and then they couldn't keep the receivers who made him win those Super Bowls. That Super Bowl. So I agree with you. I think, honestly, my opinion with this, honestly, is I think that they should treat it like baseball. Like if whoever business makes, and this is me being a biased Cowboys fan, but I think whoever team makes the most money, you treat it like a business. And if you have the money to pay for the players you want, you pay for the players you want. I mean, the whole reason why there was a salary cap issue is because the Cowboys overpaid for Deion Sanders to get him on the team. And then right after that, they're like, nope, you have to have a salary cap when we're locking things down. So I think it would be better if teams just treat it like a business. And if you have the money to pay him, you have the money to pay him. And if you don't, you don't. And then the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. But that's no different than anything else we see in the U.S. But that would be exciting to see. But I don't think it's ever going to happen again. But I think you're right. I think sometimes these guys don't want to take a pay cut, but then they don't see success, and then they get mad because they don't have the weapons they have anymore because they're too greedy and didn't want to take the money a lower pay cut. But I agree with you guys on that.
Thank you. Another great call, Wayne. Thanks for being a friend of the show.
You racked that guy. In the words of the great Jim Rome, racking. That was a great call.
Great call. Yeah,
great call.
Bruce Wayne always kills it.
He's Bruce Wayne. Come on, it's Batman.
So I talk about it all the time on this program. Well, which program? 2 Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal. I talk about it all the time on the program that the example for the class is Tom Brady in more ways than one. But when we're talking money, we're talking salary cap. Tom Brady, his whole career
was underpaid,
taken below market value, so his team can have more players.
Yeah.
Then he wins Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl. And everyone else is like, well, I just don't see how he does it. Also, give me $60 million.
Yeah, he's legacy chasing.
Yeah.
That's what Brady's doing. The most underpaid quarterback in the history of the NFL, as far as like great quarterbacks, he's the most underpaid.
And he did it by design every single year.
He deserved that Patrick Mahomes contract.
Yeah.
That $500 million contract.
And even, to a lesser degree, Patrick Mahomes did it too. He got the record-setting contract, and then he restructured it to make it a little bit less.
Yeah,
to add some room to get some more weapons.
Yeah, absolutely.
But until everybody starts doing that, it's not going to change.
Yeah.
And look, and I do not fault you whatsoever for maximizing your value.
No.
If you want to get $60 million, Aaron Rodgers, go crazy.
No,
the market will dictate your value, and you capitalize on it.
If you know your worth, and you're truly worth that, and you hold your guns, that's okay. That is okay. You should know your worth. Don't work for something if you're not, but if you have to adjust like Brady did, do it. It's okay. If you want to win, do that. Okay. It's okay to know your worth, though.
When we get back, I got a hilarious story about Michael Jordan and golf. You don't want to miss this one.
Does it have to do with gambling and whiskey?
Yes and yes.
Okay.
You're listening to 2 Men On 95.9 FM AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Other than some slowdowns on I-25, things moving really well here. Slowdowns southbound I-25.
Flavor Flav's a bitch.
But river crossings, Paseo, Alameda, Montano, they all look good. I-40 moving up to speed right now, but corrections as well. If you see an accident, call the Traffic Tracker hotline at 767-9167. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress, proudly providing New Mexicans with quality furniture and service for over 87 years. I'm Michael Carlisle from the 96.3 News Radio KKOB Traffic Center.
You could win a $1,000 gift card to American Home Furniture. The Sports Animal and Cumulus Media Albuquerque are giving you the chance at $1,000 each week for 5 weeks. 5 different chances at $1,000. Brought to you by American Home Furniture and Mattress. Save up to 30% and take advantage of 60 months financing. Fresh markdowns have been taken throughout the store. Register to win right now. Just text American to 505-246-0610 and you could be winning a $1,000 facelift to your space from 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Long will put it on the deck with 3 seconds. With 2, 3, the top of the key. It is no good. It falls just short. And Kansas, for the 4th time in school history, men's basketball national champions. The final score: Kansas 72, North Carolina 69.
Hear Westwood One's exclusive coverage of this year's NCAA tournament right here.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
Arguing about Grage and Royal Top is a royal pain. I got my cabinets painted by CertaPro painters, and they look like brand new, and it saved the argument with my wife. They clean up the mess, and now my kitchen looks brand new again. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. CertaPro.com.
The year moves along quickly, and as we head into spring, we tend to have let some things go undone. Do not let taking care of you go undone. Gentlemen, if you're dealing with natural things like fatigue, weight gain, depression, even erectile dysfunction, do yourself a favor and call NewMail. NewMail has helped thousands of men feel better. They're right here in Albuquerque. They'll help you deal with these things. You will feel better and perform better. Do this for you. And now men and ladies who are dealing with hair loss, NewMail is your solution as well. 505-652-1688 or online at NewMail.com. NewMail's professionals walk you through the options. You'll choose what's best for you. Platelet-rich plasma hair therapy that uses your own platelets to stimulate stem cells, deepen your hair follicle, stops hair loss, you regrow hair. FDA-cleared clinical hair restoration laser, proven to regrow hair. NeoGraft hair transplants produce natural-looking results in less than a week with no linear scarring. Men and ladies, call NewMail at 505-652.
Fuck that guy, man. I'm telling you, he's bad news. Don't let him back on here.
Or NewMail.com.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep your operation running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup.
Whore?
We get you, Raymond in Buffalo,
cut him off.
Maria in Miami, and Jules in Troy, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with high-quality supplies for every industry, plus real-time product availability and access to experts ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
That's my jam. I'm like, getting into cooking again.
Need new wiper blades but not sure
I've
which
been
ones
watching
are
that
right
show.
for you?
I, like,
the
binged the whole
professional
first
parts
season in, like,
people
2
at
days.
O'Reilly Auto Parts
Watched,
can
like,
help.
8 episodes.
We'll show you options for your vehicle
on
and
after
even
Super Bowl.
install your new wiper
And,
blades for free. Right now, save $10 per
that Monday
pair
after
on
the Super
Bosch
Bowl starts,
Focus
like,
wiper blades so you can see better in any weather. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
Season 4 years. Phenomenal. Like,
New
I'm all-
Mexico Sports Authority, 95.9 FM, 610, the Sports Animal.
Welcome back to the program, Duke City. Program in question, of course, would be Two Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal. This isn't breaking news. This isn't a fresh story out there. But I did just stumble across it, and I find it to be absolutely hilarious. And guess what? I get to do what I want on this program.
It's a really good story.
It's a great story, right? So we all know Michael Jordan loves golf.
And he's the GOAT.
We also know Michael Jordan loves gambling.
He loves gambling. He loves to drink whiskey.
He loves to drink whiskey,
Smoke cigars.
smoke cigars. But most important, more than anything, he loves to win. He is addicted to it like a junkie. It is kind of sad if he wasn't so damn good at it.
Did you watch The Last Dance?
Of course.
The part that really bothered me about that with Jordan was when they were talking about like the guy that's in the back locker room with them, and they were like pitching quarters, like pitching pennies.
Yeah.
And how they're throwing for like $500 a throw, and he's just taking this dude's money.
Yeah.
It's like that guy makes like $35,000 a year. Leave him alone, MJ.
Right.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
But you're right. He's addicted to winning. Like
Addicted to winning.
he doesn't care.
Whether it's throwing quarters when he has 5 minutes with an usher.
He doesn't care that he's going to take food out of that guy's baby's mouth. He just wants to feed him.
He wants to win.
Yes.
At all costs.
At all costs.
And you know, that's how the greatest, no matter what you do, that's how the greatest get to that point anyway.
Yeah, you're right.
All this cockiness and confidence and like this addiction to winning, to it, an addiction to be the best at your craft. That's the only way you can do it. There's plenty of talented people born every day.
Yeah.
If you don't work at it, if you don't crave excellence, if you don't have the passion that it takes to work hard at it, you'll never get there. And Michael Jordan has it.
He does.
In spades.
In spades. I was just thinking the same thing.
So 2019, Michael Jordan, who has a couple golf courses, who has a couple golf clubs, not clubs as in what you swing to hit the ball, but like facilities. Thank you very much. He has a new one in 2019, just built, started golfing on it in 2020.
What's it called?
It's called Grove 23.
What do the pros call it?
The pros call it Slaughterhouse 23.
They do.
Griffin, and let me tell you why. Because this course wasn't designed to just be challenging, to just be beautiful, to be an attraction in the area for members of the press, athletes, retired athletes, and especially really good golfers.
Why was it designed that way?
Well, let me tell you. They call it Slaughterhouse 23 because the design of this course is playing exactly into every intricacy of Michael Jordan's golf game.
How much of a baller do you have to be? No, I'm serious. Think about it. How much do you think it costs to build a golf course?
Tens of millions.
Tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Probably 50, 60, 70, $80 million, something like that.
Yes. Something insane.
This dude is such a big D bad man
Correct.
that he can design an entire golf course to play to his strengths.
So there's only 75 members of this course, and less than 100 people have played on it. That's how exclusive it is.
The members, it's ridiculous.
So it's called Slaughterhouse 23, and a bunch of pros are calling it. The name came from the pros because the shorter you hit the ball, the wider the fairway is. So the longer your drive is, it's just a little filter.
A little more narrow.
It gets narrower and narrower and narrower the further that you have the ability to hit the ball.
So if you're a PGA golfer,
Yes.
and you hit a 300 yard plus shot,
Yes,
off the tee versus Jordan, who might hit 250, 275,
right.
The PGA golfer is going to have a more narrow landing strip than Jordan, who's going to be much wider.
And it's not just the fairways, Aaron. All of the hazards, the water, the sand, the trees are also all built into his game.
I love that.
If he's at a certain distance every single hole is tailored to how he would play the hole. None of the hazards are in his normal ball path. All of the clubs that he hits, say he hits a normal 5-iron and he slices a 5-iron every once in a while, there won't be a sand trap where his ball usually lands.
Yeah.
So in between his target area and the area that he lands in when he misses the ball, he doesn't strike it correctly, there's no hazard. But for every other pro golfer who might look at a hole, there are hazards in the way.
Yeah.
So anyone who's dumb enough to gamble with Michael Jordan on this golf course, you better be a golf pro. You better be the best at the game, because this thing, and he's a great athlete, and he's a great golfer. Like for a non-professional golfer, he is in low single digits handicap, which that is like PGA and Live Tour up here. Like, I don't know what it's called now. It used to be the Nike Tour.
Yeah.
Right here. Below that, Jordan's at the top of that level.
Wow.
He's that good at golf.
You know what's really funny about this is like this isn't the first time that Jordan's actually tried to fix things so he could win.
Oh, duh.
Did you know that during the playoff days, the scoreboard at the United Center, they would, you know how like when you go to games, like you go to see the ice stuff, they have like the chili races. Well, they had animated bull races on the Jumbotron at the United Center, and Jordan would find out which bull was going to win that night's race, and he would bet Scotty $100 on it.
I love it so
Every
much.
time.
I love it so much. God, that is so
Crazy. That dude just loves it. He's got to win. That's like his deal. That's his idol. Winning is his idol.
Yeah, it's at all costs. Win at all costs. That's his whole life. It's his whole mantra. He can't go a day without it. And he spent tens of millions of dollars to make sure he gets to do that on his home golf course.
Good for him.
I love it so much.
Good for him. I saw him sit down a buddy of mine when the Bulls were in town once here. They were all at the Sunshine Theater. And I think they were in an exhibition game, but my buddy Fido, who's a DJ, he came to me and he was like, we were at another bar. He's like, hey, he's like, Jordan's down at the Sunshine. Or I think it was called the Zone at that time. He's like,
okay.
He's like, will you come with me? I was like, yeah, we don't want to go see Jordan.
Of course.
So we go down there, get in, and there's this little elevated area by the bar, and you know, my buddy Fido's got like his little notepad, you know, and he like we see Jordan and Pippen standing there, and they're like, from where I am to you, except there's a rail separating us.
Yeah.
And he kind of looked at like that kid in the Mean Joe Green commercial where he like looks up to him, he hands him the Coke, you know, to give him the jersey.
Such a great
My buddy Fido like holds up the like notepad and the Sharpie, and Jordan just kind of looks at him and goes, he warned mooned him. He mooned him.
Oh no.
He just kind of goes, shook his head and like waved his hand like this. And I was like, oh,
Love
God,
it. Oh,
that
yeah.
hurt. Jordan just no.
Speaking of golf, did you? And I might mess up his last name, but Jordan Spieth
Jordan Spieth.
Yeah.
hit a fan with his tee shot, but it saved it from going into the water.
Oh, that's hilarious.
but
Amazing.
yeah, hit a fan with it.
That you'd be surprised how often professional golfers hit the fans.
Really?
Yeah.
Bill Murray actually.
Have you ever been a golfer?
Oh yeah.
So you know, like you hit a crappy shot, you slice it or you hook it, and it's like can be up to 20 or 30 yards outside of the fairway.
Yeah.
That's just all humans.
Yeah.
Like those are just like little tiny breathing, moving targets.
I could never be a PGA golfer because I would kill too many people.
Yeah.
Like the PGA would be there's so much scrutiny for the injuries that I cause people.
They're so good at golf, these PGA golfers, that they allow people to
That's
stand right on the edge of the fairway.
Yeah.
Right?
It's crazy.
They're standing where I hit my ball an overwhelming amount of the time.
Bill Murray did that in a pro-am with somebody. I saw it actually. I saw it on TV. I actually saw it live when it happened. And he hit some older woman,
Oh my God.
and he was such a cool dude about it. Like he went over and he was like talking to her and helped her and just like a great guy.
Well, of course,
Bill
nobody's
Murray.
sued.
Yeah, you don't want to be sued.
Yeah.
But you have to
He's like the opposite of Warren Moon.
Right. I'm sure whenever you buy those tickets, they're telling you, you're going to be in the way, like you're a spectator.
Yeah, like on the back of the ticket is like, you may be struck by, like I went to the Waste Management Open, flipped the ticket over. It was like, you may be in danger of being.
Do you know how many people got on my ass about not going to that?
Oh, all of
when you guys went? I had no idea like what a big deal it was because my buddies had a box there. And they were like, "Hey, come to the 16th hole with us, the Waste Management on Sunday." And I was like,
"Funnest thing to do."
I was like, "I don't know what that is because I'm not a crazy big golfer, but apparently I'm such an a-hole for not going." They're like, "You're stupid for not doing that."
Wasn't there like a streaker too at the 16th hole?
Apparently, people are
People
like, it's like Happy Gilmore times 10.
Yes. Yeah.
I need to go now. I'm gonna have to go back next year.
I want to go as often as possible. I had an absolute blast.
Where's the Super Bowl next year? Vegas?
We're going Vegas, baby.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
All right. When we get back, I've been waiting all day for this. It's going to be Freaky Friday here on 2 Men On as I give the keys to the Porsche right over to Aaron Buck OG Burnett as he does a segment of his program.
I need to go prep with Stephanie real quick. So I'll be back.
Okay. All right. When we get back, we're going to do an episode of Buck Show. You're listening to 2 Men On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
It's been tough talking to my doctor about constipation with belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. I finally laid all my symptoms out there and how they keep coming back. She said I may have irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. We agreed it's time to try something different.
Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives. It lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2 years old. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. There could be more to your story with IBS-C. Visit a doctor in person or online. Say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS. Sponsored by AbbVie and Ironwood Pharmaceuticals.
All personal injury law firms are not the same. We all claim to do the same things, but that's where the similarities between Lerner & Rowe and all other law firms end. Lerner & Rowe was recently named the second most influential law firm in the country, and we've collected billions of dollars for our injured clients, with over $1 billion in the last 5 years alone. If you want real results, call Lerner & Rowe today.
Lerner & Rowe can get you more. Call 544-4444.
Multi-state offices. Carlos Ubri Espinosa is the managing attorney, 2711 Carlisle Boulevard, Northeast Albuquerque. Glenn Lerner is only licensed in Nevada.
This March, take your first shot at college hoops with FanDuel Sportsbook and get 10 times your first bet amount in bonus bets up to $200. That's right. Just bet $20 on the bracket and you'll land $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. That's $200 you can spend betting everything from the money line to point spreads to that 5 versus 12 seed matchup you've been eyeing. All on an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. There's no better place to bet the tournament than FanDuel Sportsbook. Sign up today by going to FanDuel.com/win and make every moment more with FanDuel all tournament long.
Must be present in state where lawful to wager. 21 plus in select states. First online real money wager only. $10 deposit required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable sportsbook bonus bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. FanDuel is offering sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, Virginia. 1-800-NEXT STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342 Arizona. 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana. 1-800-522-4700 or visit KSGamblingHelp.com Kansas. 1-877-770 stop Louisiana. Visit MDGamblingHelp.org in Maryland. 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. 1-800-522-4700 Wyoming or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net West Virginia.
The year moves along quickly, and as we head into spring, we tend to have let some things go undone. Do not let taking care of you go undone. Gentlemen, if you're dealing with natural things like fatigue, weight gain, depression, even erectile dysfunction, do yourself a favor and call New.
Yeah, so you could bring it back.
Thousands of men feel better. Right here now, will help deal with these things. You will feel better and perform better. Do this for you. And now men and ladies who are dealing with hair loss.
We'll go on 45.
Well, 505
be more than that.
1688 online email numale.com. Emails professionals.
We'll do that,
You'll choose what's best for you. Platelet-rich plasma hair therapy that uses your own platelets to stimulate stem cells, deepen your hair follicle, stops hair loss, you regrow hair. FDA cleared clinical hair restoration laser, proven to regrow hair. NeoGraft hair transplants produce natural-looking results in less than a week with no linear scarring. Men and ladies, call NewMail at 505-652-1688, 505-652-1688, or newmail.com.
I drank the whole thing.
Take us with you anywhere.
Anywhere with cell service.
Download the KNML app in the Google Play or iTunes App Store. Just search KNML.
It's 95.9 FM and 610 AM, the Sports Animal. My name is Aaron Bucknett. I'm your host, along with my co-host, Van Nunley.
Good to be here, friend.
Thanks for coming in. I appreciate your time. Ben, let me ask you a question.
Please do.
How often, you know how people like, some people like to sing in the shower. Some people will go through, some people will pray in the shower.
Okay.
Some people will have like conversations with themselves in the shower.
Okay. Is that what you call it? Having a conversation?
No, I don't call it that.
It's not what I call it.
Yeah. That's just maintenance.
I call it chasing the raccoons off the porch. That's what I call it.
A lot of people, there's kind of this trend going around right now.
Okay.
And people are talking about their shower 420 thoughts.
Yeah, okay. I'm very familiar with shower thoughts, but I don't know about shower 420 thoughts.
Steph, just go ahead and feel free to hop in on this.
Okay.
Because you're my people in this conversation.
Okay.
So right now, I was thinking about this the other night. I took a shower before I went to bed. And typically, what I'll do is I'll put my kids to bed, and I will use the devil's lettuce. Help me sleep at night.
Sure, a little Satan salad.
A little Satan salad. Sometimes I'll, take a nice warm shower and get myself ready for bed. And I started thinking about daylight savings time.
Okay. All right. Which is coming up.
Yes.
It's coming up on Sunday.
Very
You
exciting.
guys don't forget. Do people still have to set your clocks back? Do we even have to tell people that at this point?
I think it automatically does it on your smartphone.
They do, but everybody always says, don't forget to set your clocks back.
Well, because your microwave doesn't do it. Like
Your microwave, your stove, you're right. The clock in your car doesn't, the clock in my car doesn't do it because it's an analog clock.
Okay.
I have a 1977 Chevy Capri.
Ooh,
Just kidding.
baby.
I don't.
I didn't know that. That's really cool.
But I do have an analog clock in my car. But anyway, so the other night, kids are in bed. It's about 10 o'clock. I had medicated myself, getting prepared for sleep.
Okay.
And I started thinking about daylight savings time. And I had a few thoughts, and I just kind of want to run them by. I mean, it was more than daylight savings time, but these are just a few of the daylight savings. And I always like write this stuff down.
Okay.
Because you never know.
I think you get your best thoughts.
You do.
Yes.
100%.
Your best invention.
It's been proven statistically to increase creativity by up to 3%.
So what's with the changing of the time?
You know the saying, a broken clock is always right twice a day?
Yeah. Oh, I say that all the time. That's one of my favorites.
I know. I think I remember you saying that out in Vegas or in Phoenix. And I was thinking about it the other day when I was in the shower, and I was a little bit high. Daylight savings is the only occasion where a broken clock, can be right 3 times a day.
Oh,
what's up? Huh?
Oh,
my mind is blown.
These are seriously the kinds of things that I think about. All right. This is what I think about when I'm high in the shower.
Not in Arizona, though.
Not in Arizona.
They don't subscribe to daylight savings.
They do not subscribe. And plus, I forgot my pen out there, too. Yeah.
I
like that a lot.
And the whole daylight savings, but that's interesting. Now I'm going to have to go and do some research on it being right 3 times.
The other thing I thought about with daylight savings time when it comes to like 420 shower thoughts, I was thinking about this. I had this fancy Keurig coffee machine, and it automatically updates the time. It's got like a little Wi-Fi thing built into it or whatever, and it just like automatically updates. But what about those people that have that automatic coffee maker that forget to set the time back? That poor schmuck is going to wake up to a cold cup of coffee twice a year because they don't set their clock back.
Or once a year, cold coffee. The other time, he won't have any coffee because it'll be an hour later.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, lack of better understanding, he's gonna screw up his coffee twice.
Yeah. So this one's a little more like heady, and I started thinking about this. So if you're born when daylight savings time steals an hour from you, and then you die before you get to take it back, essentially you lost a whole hour of your life without ever getting it back. You never get it back. Daylight savings time stole an hour of your life. You never get it back. These are the kind of weird things that I think about.
Okay.
I really do think about
But
these things.
I mean, you gain an hour next daylight savings.
But how do you really gain an hour if they're taking it back from you
That's-
at one other point?
Yes,
You're
what I'm
never-
talking about. That's
you're
why-
never really.
It
You
depends.
don't really have anything, and you're not really losing anything. You don't. It's just time.
It depends on when you were born. Because if you're born and then the first daylight savings takes an hour, you're at a deficit your whole life. You get it back once a year and then you lose it again once a year. But if you're born on the other daylight savings time, you got an hour surplus.
These are the thoughts that are going to keep me up all night tonight.
Good. I want you to think about this stuff. I want you to think about this. What about this? You know how the Friday after Thanksgiving, what do we call that?
Black Friday?
Black Friday.
Okay.
Why would we not call the Monday after daylight savings time Black Monday?
It's genius. This is fantastic.
Seriously, why would we call it Black Monday? Nobody likes spring forward, okay? Nobody likes it. Everybody hates spring forward. Everybody knows that fall back is the one that you like.
Sure.
You get an extra hour of sleep, but that Sunday morning, it's brutal. You're losing an hour.
You're right.
Call it Black Monday. Call it Black Monday. Call it what it is.
You know what I usually do when we're losing an hour?
What's that?
Is I'll just start drinking Teller vodka pre-made cocktails a little earlier, like an hour eurlier than I would have. And then there you go. Just go to bed an hour early.
There you go. All right, enough of daylight savings time.
Okay.
Let me tell you a couple more like 420 thoughts that I've had in the shower.
Okay.
I believe that the adult version of head, shoulders, knees, and toes. You remember that when you were a kid?
Naturally.
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
Knees and toes.
Yes. The adult version of that is wallet, glasses, keys, and phone.
That's fantastic.
That's totally
I love
me.
it. I love that so much.
These are the kind of things I think about.
Yeah.
Like something's broken inside my head.
Yeah.
I believe that.
You know that one that perpetually gets me when it pops into my head? I'm just like, oh, I hate you, brain. I'm like, okay, farmers or anyone who plants food, who's farming who? Because you're farming the plants and they give off oxygen. And we need oxygen to breathe.
So who's
eventually?
Oh my God. Now you just what did
sorry
you do to
about
my
that.
head for
Hold
tonight?
on, there's another layer here.
Oh my
And
goodness.
eventually we die and turn into mulch for the plants that we've been farming. So who's farming who, Griffin? Huh? You ever think about that? No, you only think about
Oh my
yourself.
gosh, I'm living in a delusional world.
You just didn't know.
Oh my gosh. These are great questions, guys.
I think about the ultimate biological weapon being stupid people.
Mm-hmm.
Another 420 thought that I have in the shower.
Yeah. It can ruin the world.
You know what else I thought about? I was watching History of the World Part 2, which, by the way, have you seen History of the World Part 1?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. And
There's
the new one coming out.
It's already out.
Oh, it's already out?
My guy.
Okay.
I'm going to go watch it then
all right.
tonight.
JB Smoove. It is, the cast is amazing.
It's everybody.
Yes.
It's everybody.
It looks hilarious. I can't wait to watch it.
Everybody.
And Mel Brooks, I love Mel Brooks. I can't believe that he did it.
Yeah, he's like 80. He's like 100.
Oh my God,
and he's
right?
in this thing. I mean, he like narrates it and kind of does some stuff at the beginning. But I was thinking about that. I was watching History of the World, and I started thinking, for some reason, I started thinking about Michelangelo.
Okay.
How jacked must he had to be totally jacked. Look at all the chiseling that guy did,
Yes.
especially back then.
Yeah.
That dude, he must look like The Rock, right?
Right?
He'd
How
have
would
to.
How would he carry around those big old limestone?
And how could he chisel all that stuff? He has to be super jacked.
Well, in his defense, in those days, like everyone had to do something manual, except for like the Caesars and whoever's on the Caesars court. And that's why all those dudes are represented as being fat, because they're the only people in the society that didn't do anything.
Yeah. You know, something else that I thought about, we kind of talked about this a little bit off the air, but we talked about Radio GPT. Like this new Chat GPT thing, if you guys aren't familiar with it, it's an AI program that will help you like write papers, help pastors write sermons, whatever. Well, there's a new one called Radio GPT, which has already like claimed a radio show back in like Wilkesboro, Pennsylvania or something like that. They're using a Radio GPT instead of like actual broadcasters.
I'm not long for this earth.
Not too far in the distant future, this is going to happen. Historians are going to have a hard time figuring out what's real and what was AI.
Correct. It was a big concern in the last election.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's totally going to happen.
It's going to get worse and worse as time goes on. I got another one for you that I think about.
What do you got?
Every once in a while. A little 420 shower thought. Is that what we're calling this now? 420 shower
420
thought?
shower thoughts. Here you go.
How scary would it be if you read in Braille, "Do not touch"? That's got to be so frightening.
Right?
You just know you're not supposed to touch it. You don't even know what you're touching.
And you just touched it.
Am I about to die? Is it about to explode? What's going to happen?
Right? Like you're just running around holding your fingers in the air like something's wrong with me. Yeah.
So this is something else I thought about the other day because I was with my kids. I was picking up my kids from school and I was taking them to their therapy appointment. And my son is 7. His name is Cash. My daughter is Sophie. She's 9.
I have a nephew named Cash.
Oh,
yeah. How about that? Or to be second cousin. Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah. We're walking out to the car and Cash looks at Sophie and he says, "Sophie, I've got shotgun." How many times have we all called shotgun?
Over and over and over
Like,
again. Yeah.
when you and I are traveling together, like when we were in the car with everybody, it was you, me, Buck, Fred.
Yeah.
Somebody called shotgun. They said, "I've got shotgun." Why is it that shotgun is like the coveted spot when you're with your friends, but it's like the last resort if you're in an Uber?
Excellent point.
Why is it the last resort?
Because you probably feel like you have to converse with the person. And if you're sitting in the back seat, it feels more of a service, like you hired this person to drive you.
That is a fantastic question. I wonder where that started. Because usually like the expectation for a taxi driver is in the back. You just get into the back. Why was that the We're just conditioned? Like, are we expected to get into the back of an Uber just because of taxi rules?
You know, the other
just get in the front and have some of my friends gum and talk to them. Yes, I would love a piece of gum. Yes, you can tell me about your day, Steve.
That's funny. I was thinking about something else with Uber and it just like slipped my mind.
Have you ever seen Stuber?
No.
Oh, it's a silly show. And this guy, his name's Stuart, but he drives an Uber. And he's like the ultimate Uber guy. He does that. He's got gum ready for you. He lets you pick what you mix of music you want to listen to. Yeah, he's got like the whole shebang for his passengers.
That was a very fun Freaky Friday. I think we should make this a semi-regular thing. As we handed the keys to 2 Men On over to Aaron Buck Burnett.
I appreciate that.
To do a segment that you might normally hear on his program. You got one more?
Let me leave you with one.
Okay.
All right, Steph, this is going to be the last one and then we'll move on. We'll go to break or whatever we're going to do. The majority of your life, and I don't think this is applied. I don't really don't think this applies to us because we love our jobs.
Okay.
But what percentage of people do you think that just really don't like their jobs?
An overwhelming majority.
75%? Yeah.
That's low.
Yeah.
The majority of life is doing something you don't want to do for a certain amount of minutes of time, certain amount of time.
Yeah.
So you can do something you want to do, like go on vacation, go on a trip for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Like we work our lives for so long and so hard at something we don't like, so we can go on a vacation to somewhere where we can go have fun for like a little bit of time.
What's
Right,
the Fight Club?
We need to flip
quote?
that around.
You work a job you don't like to buy stuff you don't need to impress friends you don't have.
Dude, I love that you're pulling from Fight Club.
Yeah, baby.
You're becoming my spirit animal.
I'm a big Palinut guy.
You're my spirit animal.
What a segment. That was a lot of fun. When we get back, one more segment of Two Men On. I got the coolest home run call I've heard in quite some time queued up, and I can't wait to share it with you. You're listening to Two Men On, 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This is Andrew Perloff with the CBS Sports Minute, sponsored by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more. North Carolina basketball appears to be headed toward a distinction and wants no part of, possibly becoming the first preseason number one team to fail to make the tournament since the 1970s. Another Final Four team from last year, Villanova, could be NIT bound. We're in a time of transition for the sport. The old guard of coaches are going away. We're all going to have to figure it out in a hurry. I'm Andrew Perloff.
Really important. Hundreds of thousands of people.
When you look around your home, what makes you smile? Personal touches, beautiful light, lines, colors, things of quality that enhance your life. California Closets specializes in making space for what belongs, with richly textured finishes and quality materials that last.
It must be weird
From the
being a
bedroom
twin
to
and
the
getting
pantry
hellos
to
from
the mudroom,
strangers and not
everything
being
we
sure if
do
they're
is
people
custom
you've met and
designed,
forgotten
built, and
about.
installed by people who take pride in serving you. Think of it as practical magic. Book your
With
free
enough
design
wind,
consultation today at
anything can be a
CaliforniaClosets.com.
kite.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a
Somebody's got a
$500,000
425.
policy or a $5 million policy,
your home
SelectQuote
run
could save
call.
you more than 50% on term life insurance. For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Hey, it's Jeff Symbieta, and if seeing is believing, then Sergio Rivas of New Mexico United is a true believer in Coleman Vision. Sergio, you just had LASIK surgery with Dr. Coleman. Why'd you do it?
Well, ever since I was a young boy into my senior year of high school,
the World Baseball
everyone knew my
Classic
eyesight
is
was just terrible.
basically like the
They
World
were really
Cup,
happy
but
when
for
I
baseball.
got contacts my senior year, but LASIK is like wearing contacts or glasses times 100. I can see everything. It's unreal.
So what difference
nothing
is
right
LASIK
now.
making for you on the field?
Well, when you wear contacts, dirt gets stuck in
they're
them.
up right
I
now
can't
with their
stop the
games.
game
They're
to just
2-0.
clean them.
Japan,
And then when I wear my glasses, I had terrible
Taipei,
nausea.
Chinese,
But
Taipei,
not anymore.
one
LASIK surgery with Dr. Coleman changed my life. He's definitely going to
Korea
get a game jersey for me for sure.
China are down.
It's an awesome story
0-2.
told over and over again by Dr.
And
Coleman's patients like me. If you want to see better, get rid of your
China.
contact glasses.
Panama's
Stop
1
your
and 2,
glasses
Cuba's
from
1 and 2.
fogging up
Cuba
as
should
you
be
wear your
doing.
mask.
Cuba usually
Call
puts up pretty good.
821-8880 or go to ColemanVision.com.
Yeah, they're down
A
1.
ductless mini split heat pump system is a convenient, super comfortable, and a cost-effective way to cool and heat specific areas of your home. Their small size and versatility allow the units to be installed almost anywhere in your home, creating toasty hot air in the winter and cool
Are you
crisp
gonna go
air
to
in the
Miami,
summer.
really?
Daniels Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning are your mini split experts. Call them today for a free, no-obligation in-home estimate. 505-898-8860.
Oh, LeBron, yeah, I met him at the deal.
Get it done the Daniels way. Daniels.
Is he really? Is he a Jew? I didn't know that.
Monday on the opening drive.
Look Jewy.
Your brackets. Will Lobo basketball be playing in the postseason? The opening drive with Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, A. Marie starts at 7 a.m. Join us on The Sports Animal.
Allí el batazo hacia lo profundo. La bola arriba, arriba. ¡Lejos! Honrón solitario para el Tuve. Su segundo del encuentro. Y ahora Venezuela está arriba 4 carreras por 0.
No puede ser más alentadora esta señal.
So good. Look at this forearm.
You got goosebumps.
I got goosebumps from that home run call. That was Jose Altuve playing against the New York Mets. Jose Altuve is playing for Venezuela, his home country, in the World Baseball Classic, and he hit a home run in a friendly game against New York Mets spring training team that they trotted out there. And that was the call from a home run by the Spanish broadcast of that game. And oh my God, baseball, I mean, friend of the show, longtime listener, OG Fought, you know how big of a baseball dork I am. But baseball in Spanish is so much more fun.
Right? It sounded so exciting.
Oh my God, it's so much fun. I can't, off the top of my head, I can't think of the guy's name, but there's another guy who goes, no, 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 no. And it's just like say goodbye to the baseball. You're never going to see him again. And it's so good and so exciting.
That's awesome.
And like this kind of energy in the World Baseball Classic, because let's be honest, who loves baseball?
Me.
The United States of America and the places that we have conquered in our conquests. Southeast Asia, Japan, and Latin America, where the United States military has had their foothold throughout the years.
Yes.
They're also very intelligent because baseball is the best sport. Thank you very much. But all of these areas are so passionate about baseball. Have you ever seen a baseball game from Korea or Japan?
Oh, yeah.
The crowd is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Every single player has their own chant. Like they have multiple chants, whether they get a hit or make a diving catch or whatever. The whole crowd is into it. It's like a, European soccer match.
Yeah.
Every single baseball game in Japan and Korea. And, I get it. We've done it for 130 plus years of baseball here in America. But it feels like to me, this is the first World Baseball Classic that has mattered.
Why is that?
Because finally we're getting superstars from the MLB playing for each of these teams.
Oh, okay.
So the first World Baseball Classic, there was like a couple pro players. The managers and owners of teams didn't really want them to play with their country's team to risk getting injured.
Oh, okay.
And there's been like a step ladder stairway up into this World Baseball Classic. This World Baseball, the United States, Mike Trout, the best player in baseball, called out the MLB. He's like, we're the United States. We invented baseball. We got to be the best every year. We need our best players showing up.
Yeah.
And then these players finally showed up.
The dream team, the baseball dream team, just like back in 92.
Yeah. And we got to go up against another dream team, i.e. the Dominican Republic.
Dude, the DR, Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Japan is always good.
Japan's good. Yeah, they're huge in baseball.
Cuba, Venezuela. This is the first one to me that's like been legitimate, that like really mattered. And I'm so excited to watch it. I know we're all the way up against it. We'll cover it some more when it gets closer to it. But Aaron Buck Burnett, thank you so much for joining me today.
Glad to be here.
You did absolutely fantastic. You're a stone cold killer. Tell the friends of the show where they could find you on the internet, where they can catch you right next door at KKOB.
Yeah, I've got some shows coming up at KKOB. It's going to be on, I think, like a week, next week or something I'm going to be on. But you know where I am going to be? I'm going to be at the Southwest Chocolate and Coffee Festival.
Ooh, me too.
April 1st and 2nd. And I'm going to be hosting a panel both of those days at noon talking about the world's strongest coffee.
Interesting.
I'll be there both days.
That's a lot of fun.
So you can come check that out. And then you can follow me online, Aaron Buck Burnett, Facebook, Edgy Buck, EDGY Buck on Instagram and Twitter. And yeah, that's it. That's
hell of a program today. Thank you to the friends of the show who texted and called in. We love your participation. Thank you for being a friend of the show. Griffin, you're an absolute stone cold killer. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Today.
Have a great weekend.
Friends of the show, Burcanos, make sure you have fun this weekend, but do it in a safe way.
Yep.
Take care of you and yours, and make sure you're checking out the opening drive every morning right here on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal. We got Vern K tomorrow morning, A. Marie Castillo tomorrow morning, all the local sports content you could possibly want.
10.
Have fun and stay safe out there. We love you, Albuquerque. See you next week. Bye.
You're clear.